Oh shit, we live. What's the deal, YouTube? We back with a weekly Big Gamer Small Talk podcast. And before we start today's pod, we got to bow up our heads and sounds. We lost a fellow gamer within the community, Tony Durant. Was a fan of the show. Was a friend of mine. Everybody on here know him. Really, really cool guy. He passed away. I don't know if it was last night or today. We just found out today. So that kind of sucks about that. So like to send my condolences to. Wait, hold on. Hold up. We back with a Big Game with Small Talk podcast. And before we start, send my condolences out to him and his family. But yeah, young guy, he passed away. Tony Durant. I think his gamer tag was ex-funerals, something along those lines. But yeah, it sucks though. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of weird. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I just spoke to the dude. And that's kind of freaky. Young guy that have a heart attack. That's kind of a little awkward. But hey, damn. Life is funny like that, man. 1 minute you're here, next minute you're not, man.
It's crazy.
What do you guys want to cover first? Gamescom? You want to go back over E3? I'm a little out of it.
Well, we do got Tim here, and we got Worry, and there's and Show who weren't here the other night when we were talking about E3 a bit. If you wanted to talk a little bit more about that. Hey, Tim, also I seen you talking on Twitter, and you actually had a good idea, I thought, which was Microsoft should do a bundle with some 360 digital games on there as well for the Xbox One. I thought that was a really good idea. Did you
digital games?
Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, what I saw was a tweet that he put out that a good bundle would be, an Xbox One with like 15, 20 digital 360 games on there already or whatever. So.
360 games. Say, God damn, 60. Like, God damn, 60.
No, like 20 or so.
60 times 60. That's what. Shit,
wow.
36.
By the time it comes out, when it's out of beta, they're gonna have 100 games. So. I just think it's a smart way to advertise the backward compatibility because people are gonna, if you don't have it, there's gonna be that type of thing where they say, oh, it only does so many, and they'll lose support for it. Yeah. But if they can get behind it right now and say, you can get 20 Xbox, 20 Xbox One games,
greatest hits,
360, the 360 greatest hits bundle, you can call it. And that's free right off the bat, $349. I mean, you're gonna get the casual buyer to just go crazy over that, you know. So I think it's a good idea. It's and I think Aaron already favored it, so they're definitely talking about that. They read what we write, and they know what the community's talking about. But yeah, that's just a slam dunk. You could be real creative with the backward compatibility. They just got to keep pushing that. Backward compatibility because it's an advantage that the competition doesn't have. I mean, Wii U has it, but we all know Wii U is not really into next gen right now. They're pretty much closing up shop with that console moving on. Yeah. But so I do think that it's going to happen. And you can give that casual buyer who doesn't who gets turned off, they're just going to see 20 games, and you could put good games
that'd be great around the holiday season.
Too. Yeah, that's basically right.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. I could see that being a real killer. I think they're going to be real creative too.
With Halo 5, Jesus, forget about it.
Yeah. You could be real creative. There's many ways to go about this.
You know what I was thinking? They could do a definitive Tomb Raider bundle too. They could do they could do Rise of the Tomb Raider reboot definitive edition, and then I think there was a good 3 or 4 Tomb Raiders on 360, like the anniversary. There was a bunch. You know what I'm saying, that they could just put over there, and it'd be pretty easy. You know what I'm saying?
They could just bring the Tomb Raider that came out on the Xbox One, the remastered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they could, but I'm saying they could with the backwards compatibility stuff. They could easily do
all 3 Tomb Raiders.
Well, there's a lot more than 3, but
I don't remember 3. I don't remember. Well,
yeah, I don't know. We would have to look that up.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of possibilities. You know how like they used to have with the original 360, like there was an arcade one that just came with some like digital arcade titles or whatever. Mm-hmm. They could do something similar, in my opinion, with the Tomb Raiders and things like that. I think that would be really cool. You know what I mean? But anyway, for the people that maybe didn't hear it on the other day when we were talking a little bit about E3, maybe tell us a little bit more about your experience, your first E3, Tim. What you like, what didn't you like, and what do you wish you did different?
Well, what I wish I did different was get a hotel in the area, because I was traveling from Whittier. It was about an hour drive, and in LA, it's absolutely crazy with the freeways and the way everything is out there. So I definitely would do that next year. When I do this, I'm gonna look to get a hotel in the area. The whole experience was amazing. I saw a lot about how Aaron and all the guys, how much they really put into it. You're talking 16-hour days they were putting into it, to the point where I was exhausted after the third day. I mean, I don't know how they keep up, and they had to do like 2 more days. I was actually invited to a third-party party. Third party in the press event party, and I just was so tired I could not go, because it was like working off 7 hours sleep. But yeah, I mean, talked to many people at Microsoft. Everyone was there was not one jerk. There was not one. Everyone was so nice. It was a great experience, and like I said, you guys, next year, everyone here, you got to get there. It's
we got to get there.
You got to get there.
And that's why right now we got a shameless plug. If you have not checked out our merchandise, we got some of the best T-shirts in town, best coffee mugs, posters, flyers, dildos. Vibrators. We got it all, man. We got everything. Actually, I meant to leave a link down below.
The Xbox dildo.
Big gamer. You're a big gamer dildo. We got you, man. Word up, man. But nah, just check us out. Like I said, we're trying to, sell 1,000 T-shirts. We're trying to get the E3 next year, the whole crew. It'll be epic. I promise to fist fight anybody you want. You get us there, whether it be Yoshida, fucking Cash, Jack Tritton, I'm fucking somebody up. Just get me there. Just get me there. Somebody with the cold train, baby. I'm trying to tell you.
No, but it was a great experience. Actually, to talk about the backward compatibility, I actually had a conversation with Aaron, and it was at the Fan Fest, and I said, Aaron, I says, you got to really, I says, the reaction I could tell. This is just right after us. Says, you got to market this, and I was like, when Black Ops, I know we lost the deal with Black Ops and Call of Duty. I says, but you could be creative. You can put the first 2 Black Ops, have them, automatically, just like they're doing with Fallout. You could do stuff like that. And he definitely said, yeah, he says, maybe we could do that. So I do think, in regards to backward compatibility, you're going to see a lot of these deals coming down the line. When it's announced, and you're going to see a lot of marketing. And I think it's going to be a real big hit, because now everyone here on the show knows it, and the hardcore community knows it. But in actuality, the people that buy consoles during the holidays have no idea yet. They probably have a lot of misinformation and stuff like that.
Espionage, counterintelligence.
Yeah, exactly. There is that stuff that goes on. So
40p, and it doesn't play used games. A lot of counterintelligence going out there, and it's still in the gaming community, man.
Well, the good news is with this bit of info, like GameStop's stock went up, and they'll probably be told to push Xbox Ones a little bit more.
Because you're selling 360 games too.
Yeah, and that gives them a lot of people buy those used. You know what I mean? So that's really good business for them. And here I just looked it up. On the 360, there was Tomb Raider Legend, Tomb Raider Underworld, Tomb Raider Anniversary. Well, now Anniversary was the first Tomb Raider from the PS1, and they redid it. It was a complete remake. So there was those 3 full Tomb Raider games.
It's a lot of goddamn Tomb Raider.
And then the reboot as well, which ended up being
the last 2. God damn, I was
You know what? All of them. I played all of them too. That's amazing.
You should actually you should tweet Aaron with that idea, because like I said, these guys listen to us, and and that's what I learned from E3. Like, everyone I talked to, like, they didn't know who I was. I'd be talking to Albert Pinello, and then he would get the guy that, like, the guy that, like, that goes to when Diablo 3 comes and it was 900p and he makes it 1080p. That engineer. Yeah. He was like, hey, come over here. I forgot his name. But he was like, Tim Dog? He's like, yeah, I know Tim Dog. Here he is. Oh, you're Tim Dog? Like, I had like eight to 10 experiences like that where they didn't know who I was until they knew who I was on Twitter. And I really found out they listen to this show. They listen on Twitter. So stuff like that. That Tomb Raider idea is an excellent idea. I mean,
now I'm be all shy. Jesus Christ!
You know,
There goes my potty mouth.
if you put all 4 of those games digitally backwards compatible in the box when Tomb Raider the new one launches as a bundle, I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going down.
That's what I'm saying, right? I mean, that's the good idea. Hey, and there's Worry Wart with his new Jay Williams created icon that looks pretty badass.
Yeah, he's awesome, Jay.
I'm gonna get Mr. Williams. Pay him up because I gotta change mine. I think I gotta get the.
I like yours.
Oh, yeah, they were
Yours
talking
is
about
pretty
this
good.
shit.
I'm
Yeah,
underdog. Is that underdog? Am I underdog?
Yeah, you underdog.
Yeah, you underdog.
I might have to stick with that. I might have to
Like the
stick
Kung
with
Fu
that.
movie, Kung Fu Louis.
I might have to stick with that.
Faster than
Do
the
you guys
Hey,
remember
Warwick.
how? Not to change the subject, but do you guys remember Howard Stern with the underdog woman?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
I just remember that. That was
Yeah.
hilarious. So yeah, I might have to stick with this avatar.
Yeah. I don't know.
I like Worry Warts, man. His should say the Sony Nintendo dude, but yeah, I like that Wii U gamepad is huge though. Like,
That's the
Jeez,
size of them in
man.
real life, man. They're huge.
I know. Yeah, they're pretty big.
It's
man.
impressive, man. That
They
guy
are,
does some work, man.
Yeah, so if
Yeah,
anybody
he
needs any
does
work
it-
like that, just check him out at graphicsgod.com. I mean, at graphicsgod on Twitter. He's awesome.
Shout out to Jay Williams, Shameless
Yeah.
Club. Jay Williams, the graphics guy, does all the big
Yeah.
games, small talk, all the artwork. Was the mastermind behind the wonderful t-shirts you guys have been buying. Thank you. First of all, thank you to the guys, whoever have been supporting us. I think we sold like 26 shirts maybe, or
Wow.
I don't know. I gotta count. So, and those like
I'm getting a couple too. I gotta
yeah,
get
you know
some
what I mean.
triple
So
X's.
thank you. You know what I mean.
I'm on a
It's-
diet.
You know, yeah, because that 2X. I see you gained a lot of weight, bitch. You gained a lot of weight.
I lose it though. I usually lose it because of my job. Because I lose it in the summer. So I'm kind of eating right now.
You climb the pole?
Yeah, I climb the pole, do all that.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
sweat
pole
out.
dancer?
And, yeah, so usually with my job, I'll.
You're not
do
afraid of
some,
heights, Tim?
Nah, I am, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta get the customer
Oh,
service.
so yeah,
It sucks.
'cause you were at Verizon, if you understand, right?
Yeah. So
yeah,
like,
when I first moved, when you got our condo, it took them about 10 hours.
it's a tough
It
job.
goes outlet. I know. I gave both of them guys $150 a piece. You know,
Wow.
it was like, you know what I mean, because they was at my house from literally like 8 to 8. That bitch,
Yeah.
that shit, that. If you guys don't have fiber, I was like a new customer, and I was like the only person, I was like the first one that was getting there. They went from outside on the pole, underground, inside my house, into my, and then put the box. I said, God damn! And they were just like, they was tying a shoe. They were pulling little threads through. I said, well, you got to do all that?
And then they gotta ground it in your house, and then they gotta run the
They was
wire.
at my house
and
for
they
10
gotta-
hours, man.
Yeah.
I gave both of them $150. I needed, I needed my internet. Like, oh man, I need they gotta come back tomorrow. So listen to me, I got $150 both of y'all. Man, I need much of them. Hey, I was there all week without internet. Like, you know what I mean? So, but then
And you got the 150 service too, right?
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, so they had to run Ethernet.
But now I have 150 over 150.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Symmetrical.
They
They had to
don't
run
have it
Ethernet
here,
then.
man. I wish they did. I would have
Well,
got it.
you should have something to write. You
The
might
only thing I have is Time Warner.
Oh, and they don't have a fiber optic service?
No.
They have fiber optics, but they only do it in like apartments. They don't do it in houses over here.
Oh.
It's fiber optics to the curb, they call it. They basically split it out
Mhm.
32 ways, and you share that link or node with 32 customers.
But Verizon, you have your own network or something.
Yeah,
right?
it's your own dedicated service. So I'm always up the poles and I'm dying. So usually in the summer I do drop
Shake that ass, Tim.
30, 40 pounds easy.
Shake that ass, Tim. Shake that ass. Tim said he's always on the phone.
Remember Mr. Telephone Man?
I thought you were like the call center dude. Now
Tim be out in the streets, man.
Believe me, my job's not easy. It's these days where and like when he he got his install, there's no customers want their stuff right there. They don't want to hear I'm not doing it. You're there and you get the job done. There's no they want their internet, they want their TV. So
They want their TV, they want their phone.
it's a tough job.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I have an appreciation for what you do. I've seen, like, literally, I was like the
I
first.
wish I was in the call center, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd be
Oh, yeah.
600 pounds though.
But you know
You
what?
should get some AC. But
But anyway, so your overall experience. I'm sorry, we got a little sidetracked, there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no, the overall experience. I mean, Microsoft, they treat you like.
Did they feed you guys?
Yeah, man, they had parties with awesome DJ, free drinks.
Liquor?
Yeah, they really, honestly,
Jesus.
man, people, you know, who were there know they treated us like we were
Work for
like
them
developers. They treated us better than the developers. They had 2 parties, food, free drink. You talking
about any women there? Jesus.
Oh yeah, there was women there,
I
but
got
a lot of them were. You know, that was one thing I did notice.
Were they working or were they legit women?
Not most. I would say most of them.
What
were
I mean by
working.
were they like call girls or what was going on?
No, not like that. No, there was.
You're talking about booth chicks, right?
Yeah, they had like the Tomb Raider girl, and they were serving ice cream and stuff like that.
I'm just bullshitting. Speaking of Tomb Raider, we all hear the fucking rumor from that goddamn show again to know.
Yeah, I don't really.
Yeah, well, I didn't really pay attention to it, but did you see how fast the ponies were like, this is fact, and then I was like, well, you realize this is the same guy that said that Microsoft was buying
What's up in the
Silent
beginning?
Hills.
A lot of people don't know what the fuck we're talking. So from the beginning, right?
Okay, well, that Machinima or In the Know channel or whatever it is, they're always bashing Microsoft here and there. But anyway, they do this rumor. Yeah, they do this rumor thing, and they did the rumor that Microsoft was going to buy Silent Hills for $1 billion and have it at E3, which turned out to be wrong. And then they come out and said, "Oh well, the release for Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider on PS4 will be a year later." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and for $40. So the funny thing to me was, anybody can guess this shit a year out, right? Like you would have literally a year before you get proved wrong. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's just not really worth the time to really bring it up. I think it's ridiculous. You know.
Well, let me ask you a question though. Who cares if it does?
Exactly. I mean, that's my point too. Like a year later, I mean, damn, won't we be? Everybody will be focused on the stuff a year later. Anybody that really wanted to play Tomb Raider would have bought it and played it already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that's my opinion anyway. It's like, you know, people need to get out of that. Even me. You know what I'm saying? If something comes to the PS4 that is only on PS4.
Fantasy 7, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not a Final Fantasy guy. I've never played one. You know,
like Uncharted 4. Right.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm not gonna miss that, or you know, God of War 4. Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna miss that stuff. I'm not gonna be a fanboy and say, oh, maybe this or maybe that. No, I'm gonna play it. You know what I'm saying? But I notice it's like, you know, like I did my Batman review today, and you know what? Like, because I always put Xbox One if I reviewed it for Xbox One, because there's differences between versions now. And the thing that I noticed was people were like, why would you're such a fanboy, why would you play it on Xbox One when you got a PS4? You could have got the superior version with the bonus content. And I always thought that was funny, because people used to say that bonus content wasn't a reason to buy games on Xbox before. And I know we've all heard that, right? I mean, Call of Duty,
last generation.
Yeah, Call of Duty, this, that, the other thing. Oh, that's yo, next gen, mute your mic. He's like having a little conversation.
Next gen, mute your mic.
Hello.
Next gen.
He's so professional.
Yeah, I gotta say that.
We got 300 viewers, and he's having.
He on here having a private conversation.
He put his bed together.
Yeah, what's up?
As the producer of this show, you're fired.
Dude, I don't have the ability to mute his mic for him. I mean.
Oh, Mother, y'all heard me?
Yeah, man. The whole conversation.
That was a coke deal that went south.
Nah, that was your grandma.
Oh shit! You went the 8 ball for the Reverend. You went the 8 ball for the Reverend. Coke deal went south.
He was sitting there like, he was like, Nana, listen, I'm doing a show.
She's like, yeah. Grandma said, yeah, fuck that show.
The knock just broke down your door.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Nana, please let me go. I'm doing a show right now, Nana.
Grandmother said, yeah, fuck that show. My grandmother crazy as hell, yo. Oh man, I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. On my behalf. I didn't think I was being very discreet there. Oh, Mom. Yeah, she blew my spot up just now. What did I miss? What are we talking about?
Well, now I don't remember because we were
Tomb Raider,
Batman.
Oh yeah. I was just talking about like
content and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So anyway, next gen. So I did a review for Batman, right?
Yes.
And then the interesting thing was because I did it on Xbox One, all the fanboys were like, "Why would you get it on Xbox One and not PS4? Because you could have got it at 1080p and with."
Oh, that's why that guy left us that message today.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you could have got it with the exclusive DLC, and I was like, dude, resolution doesn't matter to me. Content doesn't matter to me. I was like, you know what I'm saying? It's like these people don't understand it. They think it's just buzzwords or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's just that's how I game. I'm not going to play a game.
For achievements over trophies.
Exactly that, and the controller and the ecosystem and all that stuff, man.
Over trophies.
When I'm comparing my stats to other people, like I want to compare them to my friends on Xbox. I don't have any friends on PlayStation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're all asshats.
I prefer to get an achievement than a trophy, honestly. And
Exactly.
I'm not taking a dig at the Sony fan base. I prefer my PlayStation 4 is just for exclusive. Something that
mine too.
That's it. All of my 99.99% of my gaming is going to be done on the Xbox One. I don't know why that's so hard to accept. I accept the fact that you got, but it's the definitive experience. The guy, listen, I think this is the craziest shit ever. Console gamers are talking about resolution and fucking frames per second. Like since when? Like I don't know. This is a new age, a new.
Well, since the PS4 had an edge.
But what about last generation? The generation before that, or?
Well, because the PlayStation 3 didn't have an edge, so it wasn't worth talking about. And Xbox fans didn't really give a shit.
And that is true crap. B-crap gamer. That is sad.
Well, what was funny about last generation is that PS3 was always supposed to be the more powerful console.
Yes, it was.
But the 360 always completely
it was easy to develop. It was easy to develop for. Well, I will give Sony this. Their exclusive games that were built from the cell processor up. The games they made in-house were very, like Heavy Rain and
Uncharted.
Well, hold on. Let me just say this real quick. Like Heavy Rain and that stuff are easy to make really look good because there's no real gameplay in those games. It's just.
But it still looked good though. Beyond Two Souls,
Yeah, but it's basically interactive.
I didn't say they were fun.
Yeah,
they look good to the eye. No, but God of War 3 is, even to this day,
God of War 3 does look good. I'll give it that. But again, little tips and tricks, but you can't control the camera, so you're always looking at what they want you to look at. So.
The glass is half full. All right, baby. God damn!
I'll give it to you.
Here.
Okay, I'll give it. That game looks good. Okay, guys, I like the game actually. I like it a lot.
But any exclusive is going to look good. Look at fucking look at Forza Motorsport 6, and that's not even using the 12.
Yeah. Hey, Tim. Speaking of that, Tim, you were actually talking to Dan Greenawald about his stare.
Yeah, no, honestly, he's scary, man. He's like a tough dude. Like, I saw him, and he said, "Don't take my stare for." What did he say? Don't take my stare for what it is. He is intimidating because when I saw him,
the beard.
He does like the 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, but I don't care what anybody says. Even Phil said he's an ex-MMA guy. That guy, you just know when some guys you don't mess with, like, or just some guys like that just nuts or just will just throw you in a reverse chokehold in 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of those guys. He's just really.
Maybe Parasite Eve asked him about that. Wait, was Worry here?
If that was Parasite and that was him, Parasite would be in the hospital right now if it was.
Listen, gotta tell Showstopper what happened because I didn't know. I know Deb said he doesn't know what the hell happened.
You know the guy Parasite, right? Show?
Yeah.
Mr. Media X right-hand man.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Well, supposedly, he comes on Twitter one day and he's like, "I'm sorry, I'm done with the insider stuff." Supposedly, he was going up to all these executives and asking them like crazy questions about DirectX 12, and nobody would give him answers. And supposedly, I don't know how true it is. Larry told him, really got tough on him and said, you got to stop. I don't know what happened. Southbound knows the story, won't tell me. I know Aaron said something like it was a nightmare or something. I don't know, but he kind of really had a bad experience. It was really a strange experience. It was all over Twitter and it was all over my thing. I was just trying to make him.
Larry Herb went up to him.
Yeah,
he went up to Larry. He was going up to everyone. Like when I was 3 feet from Satya. Now you're talking about the CEO of one of the biggest companies in the world. This guy was 2 feet away from me, 2 feet away from him, hitting my shoulders, introducing himself.
Talking about DX12.
I mean, just some crazy stuff.
Tell us about the double.
Man, what is wrong with people, man?
Hey, do you think he was asking about the double stack GPU and all this?
You know what? I think he was asking people questions like that, and supposedly one of the executives really got upset with him. And then
I bet you it was Herb.
I think it was him. I bet you it was.
Like, Herb looked like he would check you, man. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was him.
Out of all of them, Herb is the toughest.
Well, he tweeted Larry, and he says, "I'm sorry, Larry, and I'm sorry, Tim. I'm done with the insider stuff, this and that." And he was going crazy the whole time. Like before, he was saying he wanted to fight Junkie, Mac, who's like 6'7".
I saw a picture of that dude. He looked like
really better on black, really big black dude.
Yeah, like better on black. Yeah. But no, he had a bad experience. But like I said, I hope he doesn't. I hope he just, if he comes back next year.
But didn't Mr. Media X call him a double agent or something?
Yeah, he suggested that he was a double agent when he was out there. And supposedly now they're friends or something, and they got back together. Supposedly they're still doing their thing. I don't know. I don't get involved with any of this shit, man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Supposedly they're doing their thing.
Stuff to me and say, look what he said. Talking, like I said, I don't want the guy to be upset. He wants to be an Xbox fan. That's okay, but there's a time when you got to chill out, and I think that.
Yeah, it's a time and a place for everything. Like, goddamn.
I mean, dang, he had E3 talking about stacked GPUs and DirectX 12.
Asking developers and fucking higher ups.
That's crazy.
Well, I don't know what happened. Nobody Southbound knows, but he's not
asking about the secret sauce. What's up with the secret sauce?
Hey, tell us about those.
But you know what? That dude lied to me and said he don't speak English well.
No, that's Mr. X. That's Mr. X, right?
Oh, that's Mr. X. Yeah.
Mr. X says that he's Russian or something.
Yeah, I think he is Russian.
Yeah, and Parasite is not. He's American.
I don't know. I think he's not. I don't know if he.
Parasite's American. I spoke to him. He's called the showing. He's called was last week before last? Couple weeks, like 2 weeks before E3. He called him live.
He said the whole Xbox have the last laughs with the X12, and we didn't even talk about it. They didn't even say anything.
Why would they? It's an API. How boring would that be? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I know you guys want to see games, but instead we're going to talk about this API. What does that stand for?
I think he was honestly. I think he was expecting to be on E3 and then come out with the Xbox One and to say we've been hiding this all this time. You actually have a 2.6 terabit, teraflop thing, and in his mind. He really thought that was true. Like, I'm going to tell you, it's true. Because when they told him, like, whenever Larry said or whatever, or if it was Larry, said what they said and threatened legal action, which is, was bandied about. I don't know the whole story. But whatever he said, he was like, you could tell when a man's dream has been crushed. And I felt like his dream has been crushed the way he was acting. I was actually worried about the guy. I told Xbox fans, just chill out on him. You know what I mean? He just wants to be an Xbox fan. Come out with the
Damn.
So
I don't know. Well, hey, man,
crazy.
But listen, hold on, shit. I'm sorry. I think at the end of the day, I think all of us. There are going to be some gains, some performance gains with the DirectX 12, but I'm happy with what I have.
Yeah.
Let's be honest with you. I'm happy with what I have. I mean, I know. I'm not stupid. I know. When the developers say that certain games can be patched with, DirectX 12. I know I expect that maybe something that they may be holding up to sleep, but it's a console. It's a $350 console.
Well, you'll see the real benefits of DirectX 12, and it'll go across the lawn when you have a full game from it.
But at the end of the day, it's a $350 console.
Right.
Even if you have a nuclear bomb, seriously, it's a $350 console. Even some PlayStation gamers, you gotta be realistic here. You know what I mean? Even their Star Wars footage. Like, come on, that shit. Like, I have a PlayStation 4. Like, god damn, that Star Wars Battlefront looked fucking Like Jesus, they look like CGI. Like I know that's not gonna be what we're gonna get at home. There's no way in hell.
I hope we get something close to it.
Did you see that shit though?
Yeah, that was one of the most impressive games I've seen. And also, I saw Mad Max. That game is good. You guys are gonna you guys think Batman looks good? I mean, I saw Mad Max. I was like, wow. Like I said, I was
just
actually
seen clips of Mad Max.
You know what
I was
the problem
already
I have?
sold on it.
You know what Worry, are you still with us?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, you haven't said much, but what did you think of, before we get into Mad Max, what did you think of the Star Wars stuff, Battlefront?
I'm with Tim. I mean, it looked technically the most impressive thing that I saw, but I'm pretty sure that it's not going to look like that on Xbox One and PS4.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to look good, don't get me wrong. The engine's going to scale well across PC and console. I just want a single player, you know me, man. I'm going to buy it because I love Star Wars.
You going to buy it on all platforms, or you just going to get it on one?
I'll probably just get it on the Xbox, but I want a single player Star Wars game. You know, like a role playing game, something that I can.
Yeah, supposedly Amy Hennig's group with Visceral has a Han Solo open world Star Wars game. So
where is it? Let me see it.
I don't know where it is, but you know what's weird is
Jeremy's always talking about that.
Yeah, EA is always showing stuff on like these like $20,000 PCs. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
I can remember them showing Battlefield 3, and this was when my clan was still real active and stuff on like gaming. And they're like, "Oh my God, did you see the Battlefield 3?" And this was before Xbox One and all that stuff. Did you see how good that looks, man? And I'm like, you guys know that's not 360 or PS3 footage. That's like some $25,000 PC that nobody has. You know what I mean? Because they want to show their best product. Like Batman, as good as that looks, that shit doesn't look as good as what we saw at E3. You know what I mean?
It doesn't look as good.
I mean, it looks great, but it's not.
It's called a vertical splice. They doll up the parts that they show you. You know.
If it looks like that, I mean, that's gonna be. I mean, I
can't.
I don't. If that doesn't look like that, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, if it looks a little bit like that, I'll be happy.
Yeah,
right, but I don't want to complete. Like you look at what they did in Watch Dogs. I mean, that's cheesy.
Yeah, Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs bad.
That game got ash thrown all on it, bro. It's like somebody just threw some smoke on it.
You know what that game suffered from a lot was because it had last gen versions on there. That's why.
Yeah.
I just figure everybody at this point should know that they're showing you stuff on.
Now, is Star Wars Battlefront next generation only?
Yeah.
Yes, it's next. It's Xbox One, PS4, and PC only.
Oh, so that's a plus.
Just like
but you know what, Warren, people really don't know for real. You know, because a lot of people look at it and think that's what their console, especially the PlayStation dudes, believe that's what their console's gonna put out.
Yeah, well, they believed that E3 from 2 years ago that was what Uncharted was going to look like, and now they like.
And it never did.
Now they're just realizing that we got kind of.
They also said it was 1080p 60 frames per second.
Yeah. Well, that's not important now because who wants that? We would rather have
30 frames.
We would rather have that cinematic 30, and then come on. I mean,
I love that damage control talk, boy.
Push the goalpost back. Push the goalpost back even further. Yeah, I got you. I totally understand. But getting on to the Mad Max stuff, what I was going to say real quick was that game kind of reminds me of like Far Cry, which is cool. You know, Far Cry is okay, but it gets really repetitive. It's like climb this, go into the camp, infiltrate the camp, do this. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, Mad Max kind of looks like that. So it's not something I'm going to get on launch, but I think the game does look good.
When does it launch?
It launches this year, doesn't it?
Yeah, is it this summer?
Yeah, do you guys think that not launching it around the same time as the movie released, that's kind of a mistake?
As long as it's not based on the movie, I'm fine. If it's based on the movie, I'm skipping it all together. Movie games are not good.
Yeah, traditionally they're not, and that's why they don't even do them really anymore. So I think
if it's based on the movie, I don't have any interest in it whatsoever. I'm going to cancel my. I don't give a how pretty it looks. I'm not going to do that.
Well, I could tell you it looks really good. I mean, like I said, I was watching it. They had the whole thing sectioned off. But there was a spot where, like, you know how when you put like a borders on, like there's a little opening or whatever. Yeah. So there was a little opening, and I knew they didn't want people looking at it, but I was like pretending I was looking at my phone. But I was actually watching the gameplay. And
you could have got kicked out. They would have been like, "Get the hell out of here!"
Throwing out of E3.
You still talking about Star Wars?
No, we're talking about Mad Max.
It looks really good. I don't know. I think it was being played on Xbox too, because it was in the Xbox section. So I would say, and that's maybe why they had it cornered off, because it's going to be a PS4 marketed game, and they didn't want to deal with that.
Oh, okay.
But it looks good. It looks good. Like the graphics, I was like, wow. I was like, damn, these games are coming. Can't come along. Like I was impressed.
But they canceled last generation versions also. That's the thing. It was scheduled to come to the PS3.
Last year,
and they canceled them.
You know who really needs to stop with the last gen stuff is Activision. Ubisoft stopped. EA has stopped. Activision, they're like, okay, we're gonna say that we're not gonna do a last gen version of Call of Duty, but we are actually.
Now.
Yeah, and then they're like, and even that Transformers Devastation will look just like the '80s cartoon Transformers. Looks really cool. Made by Platinum Games. Guess what? That's coming to Xbox 360, PS3 as well.
Not buying it.
Yeah, so Activision just really has a problem with milking that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. Like, they don't understand that they could. They're like so after those extra sales. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you just look at Destiny too. You know.
Oh yeah, Destiny, exactly. I mean, do you think Destiny 2? Which, by the way, have you noticed how because Sony backs that game, nobody's really called out this DLC bullshit with that game?
Mm-mm.
Like, there's this whole big whodunit with the DLC. Like, all said and done, after all the the game and all the DLC and the expansions, it was something like $250.
Yeah, no, they did freak out. The last
what was that the Kings or whatever it is?
They apologized for it. I mean, I don't understand how a dev has to put out something and then get backlash and have to apologize. But yeah,
what were they charging for it?
$40, I think.
$40. I think it was $40 or $50.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, for an expansion pack. And what's interesting is they also made a deal, of course, because it's Activision with Red Bull, so you get exclusive content with Red Bull. And what the fucking Dying Light developers did was they made fun of them and said, okay, well, we're going to do take a picture, you drinking water, and you're going to get DLC and this. And it was like really funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so they like kind of poked fun of them. It was nice to see kind of a little back and forth. Well, just kind of.
That game is still going on. It needs to fucking die. Like,
yeah, I saw even some of the Microsoft guys making fun of that too.
Yeah, well, you know why that game is doing well is because, well, I don't know if it's doing well, but it is always like one of the top played.
They did very well.
Yeah, like it is always on like one of the top played things that people is because they did for some reason they made it addictive to people that are new to maybe MMOs or whatever. To me, that shit's boring. Because you literally replay the same missions over and over and over again, and they make it like take so long to level up. So and like you got to do all this weird shit, and so like to me, I was just like, I'm not gonna keep doing the same missions over and over again. You know, I mean, the game did look good and it played good. Me and Warrior Ward played it. I think that was the last time I played it.
Oh, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was like
I played the beta and I didn't like the beta.
I'll tell you, for Bungie not wanting to do anything following the Halo model anymore, they certainly just did everything that they used to do when they were making Halo games.
They might have some influence from Activision too.
Yeah,
it might be a part of that. But you're right. It was. You look back at what happened. It was kind of funny that what they're doing now.
So when is Destiny 2? 2017?
No, next year I think.
16?
Yeah, they're doing it every other year.
That's quick.
Yeah, well they have a 4-game deal.
Wow.
Yeah, they're supposed to get.
It seems like the kind of game that you wouldn't have to make sequels for. You would just add on content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's just what I've heard is that that they're supposed to make like 4 full games. Like the sequel will be.
Yeah,
next
I heard
year.
that too. 10-year cycle, basically.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, I guess like what'll happen is you'll buy the new game or whatever, and I don't know. But for me, I'm not gonna get it unless they like totally reboot how they do the story and get rid of that terrible Dinklebot because I thought that was awful. The guy, like, I could have done a better job acting in it because he seems like he was just reading this sheet of paper with no emotion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was just, it was awful. And like, it has potential because the game looks good and mechanically it really plays well, but it's just boring. You know what I mean? It's like it's just really, really boring.
Yeah, I don't think. Do you think it's going to come to current gen?
I think it'll come to current gen, not last gen.
360. Well, 360.
Yeah, I think they're going to leave last gen. I mean, that engine that they have. I mean, are they going to use the same engine?
No, in Activision, no.
Hey, you know what? They might because you know what? They're like, hey, we can't just strand, millions of people that bought it on last gen consoles. Because I'm not gonna lie, I played the 360 version and that looks really good too. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Bungie did a good job at getting those, and they also are using other developers to help them now, kind of like what they do with Call of Duty. So you can imagine how much milk this thing's going to bet. I bet they brought in these other developers to help do the last gen versions when the sequel comes out. So you're looking at next year. I bet we could see the announcement of Destiny 2. So Destiny would be on the Sony stage again. And then we'll probably see the announcement of Titanfall 2, which will be multi-platform, but probably still have some kind of deal with Microsoft for something or other. You know what I mean? I mean, let's face it, that's where that game's going to sell the best.
What?
Oh, absolutely.
What game is that?
Titanfall 2.
Oh, you think it'll sell the best on the Xbox One?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, Call of Duty is still going to sell really well on Xbox, I mean, no matter what, it's still going to sell well. But it was amazing to see how many people were like giving kudos to Sony for getting that marketing deal, and then Activision was like, well, Sony really wanted it. Well, Sony really wanted it because Microsoft didn't want it. You know what I mean? It's like, if Microsoft really wanted that deal again, do you think they wouldn't have got it? Come on.
I mean, like Sony could outbid them.
Come on. Yeah.
Let me ask you guys. I'm flipping change space. Let me ask you guys. What kind of game do you think Recall is going to be? First-person shooter or?
That's a good question.
I think it's a third person. I thought it looked like a third person.
Tim, didn't you say you found out some stuff about that game?
Yeah, I don't know what I could say, but it's going to be...
If you don't know, don't say anything.
That's one of those. It's going to be a first person.
Put it this way, the game is going to, I know Phil Son, he's the marketing manager for the thing. I asked him a couple of questions, and he told me not to say, but what I could say is that we're in for a good surprise with that game. That game is, I'll say this.
There you have it, folks. A BGST exclusive. We're in for a big surprise.
From somebody that talks exactly like Microsoft.
It's like saying Tomb Raider will come out in a year.
Yeah.
No, I will say this. I'll say that they did say it's going to be a third party. A 3D world. So that's good. They did come out and say that. Basically.
Third person. I'm into. I'm just burnt.
It's gonna be. I'll put it this way. It's not gonna be a small game. That's what I'll just say on that whole thing. This is not gonna be one of these small games. This is.
Well, no, you can already pre-order it, so I know it's a triple A.
When it comes out.
It's not gonna be like. Put it this way. It's not gonna be a Unity game. This is gonna be a fully blown next gen engine. Ordeal.
Well, I figured when he said it's a first-party exclusive, I mean, that's what I took it as anyway, and you could already pre-order it and stuff, and they got, the artwork and all that stuff, so I think it's really cool.
It's supposed to come out in spring.
When that game come out?
They say spring of next year, and actually that means that we're going to get Quantum Break and that Q1 next year, that'll eliminate...
Microsoft can really go head up with Sony then.
Yeah, well, that'll eliminate the big issues that we had this year, which... To our credit, we did complain that there wasn't enough AAA games at the beginning of the year, and Microsoft listened, and I mean and
that game is not that game. Like I said, that game is not just thought up yesterday.
Yeah, well, I read the interview.
Spring 2016.
Yeah,
maybe he was waiting for the interview to come out, and that's some of the things that
Yeah,
but
14 months. They said it was already in development. 14 months.
Yes, he told me that. He told me that, which was totally blew my mind because they kept that secret for 14 months.
Yeah, that's.
So, it's AAA title. It's a AAA title. It's gonna be a big deal. You know what I mean? Now I didn't know that he had said that, but yeah, it's a AAA title. It's been in development for 14 months. They are looking for spring 2016, we talked a little bit about the premise of the game, and that's really I can't get into. But that you could draw your own distinctions from the trailer.
Yeah,
it's going to be.
As long as it's not a first person, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't think it's a first person. I think it's what you saw in the trailer. They're going to match that. Put it that way.
What was pretty interesting was, believe it or not, Sunset Overdrive matched what that original CGI trailer was like the gameplay and stuff. Remember? The first person.
That's a very nice looking game, though. I don't know. But those of you guys are just not getting your Xbox Ones. If you want a piece of eye candy, Sunset Overdrive is a unique.
I don't understand why that game didn't sell well.
I may get about 1 million, you think?
Well, you know why is because it is, and I think that's why they're releasing Quantum Break and Recore in the early part of the year next year. They released that game against known franchises, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people ask me, do you think it's wrong, stupid for Microsoft to have them release Tomb Raider the same day as Fallout 4? No, because Tomb Raider's a known big franchise. You know what I'm saying? Now, would you release a Quantum Break that day? No, because that's why Alan Wake got killed because it released against Red Dead.
Yeah.
Right? If you would have released that earlier in the year, it probably would have done much better early on, and we'd probably be getting a sequel to that much sooner than never, or 5 years from now, you know? So it's like, I think they learn as they go, and that's cool, because you have to be able to adapt, you know, and you got to have, you know, you can release Halo in October because people know that.
Yeah, but
Right, that's just going to sell regardless.
Yeah, but it doesn't go head up with Duty, though. They won't release on the same day as Duty.
No, it releases a week earlier.
A week or 2 weeks early, at least 2 weeks early. 2 to 3 weeks early. Before Duty.
Well, that's their contention is that it was buried in between IPs. I just don't know if it's that clear cut. I don't know if they had pushed that out and it was in February. I think that I don't understand why that game. I just don't understand why that game. It was one of my favorite games of 2014.
It was. It was a unique. It held my interest. Usually games. I'm gonna say this. I don't know if I got ADD or what. Games don't hold my attention that long. I get bored with them really quick. You know what I mean? The Witcher. I don't think I'm ever going back to that. But you know what I mean. Like
it's like I'm done with The Witcher. Yeah, Batman is fucking phenomenal.
Batman has me, and I'm having fun with it. You know,
you could just go back in and play Batman when you're done the main game forever. I mean, just gliding around from rooftop to rooftop. I'm doing that. I got Batman underoos on, and I glide from rooftop to rooftop.
Yeah,
I love doing that. On a zip top.
Well, you know, the only part that I probably won't finish because I could probably almost 100% that game is the Riddler trophies or whatever. There's like 280 or something.
Yeah.
It's like there's no way I could get all of them. You know what I mean? Like everything else I could do easy enough because I'm already like, according to the thing, like 70% done with the whole game, like 100%. I got over 750 gamer score on that already. So it's like that would be the only thing. And I'm not really a completionist. You know, I don't go for all the gamer score or whatever. But what's really cool about it was you can go into the Arkham stories and you can play the, I don't know, like I think all of them came with the Red Hood story and the Harley Quinn story. So those are like
which I didn't even download.
Yeah, which those are pretty good little chunks, you know, like 25, 30-minute chunks of little interesting stories. Yeah, I mean, it gives it a nice mix. See, I don't want to like spoil it, but that was one of the best, well-written Batman things I've ever.
So, question to you, Crap.
Yeah, I ain't played it yet.
Is it the best next generation game that we played?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it is.
You want to hear something crazy? You know, just quickly, that was an Unreal 3 engine.
Yeah.
So,
but see, that's why. You know why, Tim? I'm glad you said that. That's why last generation needs to die. You see that? You know what I mean? And you know, this is a prime example. All they was able to do, you know, with that Unreal Engine 3, because just being honest, even the 360 and the PS3, they can use like 15 to 20% of the Unreal Engine 3. You know what I mean? That's why last generation needs to die. They could just focus on 5.5 gigs of RAM. You know what I mean? DirectX 11, whatever equivalent or higher, whatever the fuck, and not worried about DirectX 9 and 5, making that game around 512 megabits of fucking RAM. Like you get games like that. Every game that will be the standard or higher. Now
we have Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah, but
which is going to be that just goes to show you in what we're going to have in the future for the next.
This game Batman was based on that Samaritan demo, the tech they used in that. If you
I'm just saying. Just imagine. Basically, I'm saying, just imagine Batman will be the standard from now on, or higher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, higher. In 5 years you could just.
Yeah, when I did my review, I said this game looks so gorgeous, right? Like, and it's a real compliment to Rocksteady because we're so early into the generation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for them to come out with a game that looks that good, in my opinion.
Even The Witcher. I think The Witcher was the start of this gen.
Yeah, I mean, The Witcher for me was like, although this is what I'll say, right? Other games like Forza Horizon 2, Sunset Overdrive had parts that was like, wow, this is really cool, right? But then it was like, The Witcher, and the reason The Witcher was just because it was like such a big world and like the dynamic beard growth and the dynamic weather and just the complexity of it, and I just, you know, and because you play The Witcher 2 and it's really small in comparison, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then when you play The Witcher 3, you're like, wow. You know, like so for like even though us Xbots or whatever didn't get a bunch of AAAs to start off the year, I think it was nice that we got back-to-back really great next gen only, and you could tell like how much fun you're having when they take advantage of that in particular. You know, like Witcher 3 great, Batman Arkham Knight great. You know what I mean? Just like that's phenomenal.
And
you know,
hopefully
like,
Star Wars, Battlefront.
Yeah, hope Battlefront.
So,
Halo 5.
I mean, we're just getting into it, so and we're 2 years. I can only imagine 5 years. Even both PlayStation 4 and Xbox, you're going to be, it's going to be really amazing.
That's what I got saying again. What do you have against last generation? That shit needs to die.
I think it is though. I think they're moving slow. I think it's pretty much.
But you still got motherfuckers like Activision.
Just Activision, but that's just they're kind of greedy.
I think that's what backwards compatibility is kind of a move towards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
Microsoft was like nudging. That's what they're doing. They're like,
that's a pretty big
360. We said 360 owners now it's time to upgrade. What are you saying?
Yeah, he said that now is the time to upgrade from Xbox 360 to Xbox One because they know. And if you look on I boot my 360 up, I still use it here and there. There's a big old thing. They always have the best deal for you to trade up. Says right on the dash as soon as you boot that fucker up. Trade it in now for $175 towards an Xbox One.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no matter what. As soon as you boot up your 360, that's what you see.
Trade it in where?
Trade it in. It'll tell you when you click
on
Best Buy or wherever the deal is. So they always have the deal. Yeah, they always have the deal on the Xbox 360 dash that you can get. So they're well aware that there's a bunch of 360 owners that are just like stubborn. You know what I mean? Just like they need that reason. And again, I'll say this right. The PS3 owners were quick to jump ship to the PS4. Because the PS3 was a pain in the ass. It just, what I'm saying, it was clunky. It didn't offer, you had no party chat. It didn't really have any features. The 360 had all that shit. You know what I mean?
When I say that, right, I get called a damage control. I said what you had this generation. I'm not taking away. I'm not discrediting Sony's success of what they did. You know what I mean? They made a simple console, easy to develop for. Said all the right things. I mean, they talked the girl on her panties. First date. They hit a home run, right? they got the home base first date, right? But there was bullshit when they're saying that there were so many people, 360 owners that jumped ship. If that's the case, their PSN numbers will be much higher than 11 million. You understand what I'm saying? And that's including the Vita, the PS3, and the PS4, and that's only 11 million. You know what I mean? That's why that whole 22 million sold, and I can't go with all that. You know what I mean? Because you have to pay for online to play online now. You know what I mean? That's why I don't go with all that 23 million sold in consumers' hands. And how do you know? Like, the fuck, they all go by ship numbers. They don't get paid for selling them twice. They sell them to Best Buy. They sell them to GameStop. They sell them to Toys R Us. And then they turn around and sell them to consumers. That's how that goes. You know what I mean?
Well, no matter what Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo say, like to us, the number they always give to their board of directors and their investors is always the ship numbers, ship to consumers, right? Because that's the money. It's already, you get paid for that. So so at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Like,
no, but they said, Microsoft only shipped 9 million and sold 24.5 to consumers. Huh?
Yeah.
So what did they ship?
I actually think the hype is dying down on the PS4 quite a bit. Like, if you notice, just like they're not in the news. The PS4, when is it in the news lately? Really, for something good?
I don't know. I don't know if Microsoft is going to win this month because of the Batman bundle.
Well, that didn't come out to the end of the month, so I'm confident.
Whatever the case is, it's going to be close because Aaron on Major Nelson Radio said that they saw a significant jump. You guys can listen to it. It's at 1 hour and 13 minutes.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
significant jump in sales, and I think that it's going to be close.
Well, just look at the pre-orders, dude. Like right after E3, and the social media domination was by Xbox One. And we wonder why we're getting attacked more often on Twitter by the Sony fanboys and stuff. This is why they're uneasy. Sony's not making any moves. Microsoft is constantly upgrading, updating, listening to what we're saying, and implementing the features. Even the backwards compatibility, over 1 million votes already on backwards compatibility. You know what I'm saying? That's huge. So there's a market for it, no matter how bad the PS4 fanboys try to deny it. And where are all the people that were talking about PS Now as being the greatest thing ever? Where's the cricket sound next gen? Come on.
Oh, cricket sound. Let me get on my job. Let me get on my job. Cricket sound.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So PS Now, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But did Microsoft just make that irrelevant?
They did. They totally said, "Hey, made you spend $400 million, bitch." You know what I mean? Like, who the hell would rather stream that shit than actually be able to pop your disc in? Next gen, you should totally make a video. This is how you do backwards compatibility on the Xbox One. Take a fucking disc, put it in there.
I gotta get my shit together. I still don't have it yet. I still don't have it. I still don't have mine yet.
How don't you have it?
Because I got a new system. I got a new Xbox, and the preview thing was tied to the old system, so I had to unroll. I'm still waiting for my update. I don't know what the fuck's going on, man.
This is how you should do that commercial. You should say, "This is how we play our old games," and you just put it in there like that easy. Thanks.
Hey, Tim, did you order because I know War did this. Warrior, didn't you get some 360 games digitally and then just have them queue up?
Yeah, Mass Effect showed up. Perfect Dark showed up. I got what else came up? Cameo, by the way, looks amazing.
They added co-op to that too.
It looks incredible. Yeah, a lot of the games are just showing up in the queue. That's really cool when you just
Cameo was one of my all-time favorite games. That's why I'm really excited for Rare Replay.
Yeah, it was Rare being Rare.
Yeah.
I had heard. Go on.
A lot of people get mad by those games. Like, y'all paying all that. It's like it's $1 a game.
Yeah.
I didn't
what
know.
are you talking about?
I'm sorry. I didn't know Rare made RC Pro-Am. Like,
yeah.
Oh, shit.
They made a ton of games, man. Like back in the 80s and 90s.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, RC Pro-Am was great.
You know what sucks is Microsoft tried to get the rights for them to put in the original Donkey Kong Country game from Nintendo, but Nintendo wasn't having it. Like,
no way.
Why?
Like
Microsoft
GoldenEye.
Yeah.
They also blocked
Pinata,
GoldenEye too.
They blocked GoldenEye. Yep. Like Microsoft wanted to put those two games on there, and even Microsoft was willing to let Banjo-Kazooie be in Smash Brothers and stuff. Remember Phil saying that?
Phil was, yeah.
Yeah, like I guess Phil was trying to like bridge the gap, but Nintendo is so fucking close-minded. You know
they
want
to hold on to those IPs, man. If they
I know, but why couldn't they put what would it have mattered? Do you put a fucking Donkey Kong Country and GoldenEye on there? You know what I mean? Who cares?
You know what? The backlash the way gamers is now, that'd have been over. You know what I'm saying? I could just see somebody from the Xbox side like, "Oh yeah, Nintendo, we got your games."
They might want those games for the NX launch too, you know.
Well, can they still make them? I don't think they have the license to make it. Do they?
Yeah. Well, no. Nintendo owns Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Well, not Donkey Kong. I'm talking about GoldenEye.
Oh no, Activision. Like they could really re-release the old GoldenEye that they had, but not a new one.
Yeah, whatever the fucking case may be.
But as far as Nintendo goes, if they don't have a hair on their balls, if they don't go out and put if they don't put out a console that launches
2016.
That
launches with 2016.
And it needs to launch with a proper Metroid, a proper Mario, the Zelda game, and it needs to have every game possible from their past on their arcade or whatever the eShop.
You know what Nintendo needs to do? Plain and simple. Just make a conventional console that the public would play. Don't come with a gimmick. Leave the gimmick
how is that?
I don't think they're gonna come with a next gen console.
Well, they're gonna come with at least 8 gigs, I would guess. But
I mean, no. I mean, you don't think so?
I don't know.
Well, they said rumors.
They need a pro controller too, man.
They said like I read on my Nintendo everything that they've been approaching third parties with the whatever of the NX, and they've been pleased with it. So you can take that.
Well, they said the same thing with
third parties.
Yeah,
the third party.
And Miyamoto has stepped down from the hardware. He's not overseeing hardware anymore. He's just sticking to software.
That's a good move.
So I think they know honestly that they can't afford another flop.
I think they're going into the mobile market.
I mean, they're going to do that too. There's money there, but all they need to make is a conventional console, a console that can handle third-party games, and with a conventional controller.
Did you see their mobile announcement though? Like they made recently, Wada said they only plan to have 4 titles available by like 2017 or some shit. So it's not like a huge, you know what I'm saying, like thing. They're like, yeah, we're gonna have 4 titles. You know what I mean? I'm like, when you think mobile, like why aren't you putting like a Mario Runner or a Mario Flappy Bird ripoff. You know what I'm saying? Something stupid, because obviously you can't put a full game on there because that would be more expensive. People only want to spend like $1 or $2.
99 cents.
You could put side scrollers on there.
Yeah, well, yeah, like a Flappy Bird type game with this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just rip it off.
Yeah,
you know
but like you can go with old Mario, you can go with all that good stuff, as long as it's side.
Well, they said they don't want to use any of the old stuff. Like they're not going to use like Mario 1, 2, or 3 or any of that stuff.
They got a lot of fucking games. They do. They can get all types of shit, bro.
In fact, like it came out, I'm like you hear about their games that they canceled, and I don't like mean to like kill off the chat or anything, but they had Criterion Games about to make. They asked them to make a F-Zero game.
Oh,
right. That would have been fucking amazing if you guys. The Criterion does like amazing racing games. Yeah.
I love them.
Do an F-Zero game would have been fantastic, because that's one of like they don't use their IPs like they should. That's the problem with.
I don't know what's going on with them. I have no idea.
With the times. They need to have a decent online.
Yeah.
The decent online
achievement system.
Yeah, or something.
The decent online is not going to happen overnight, too, though. That's the problem. Like,
no, Nintendo, listen, the Wii U can do voice chat.
They don't even have it for Splatoon, right? I don't know.
The developers didn't want it in.
You can't even get in the same lot. You can't even get in the same party with your friends.
Yeah, because the developers, listen, they're trying to fucking protect the kids. Keep them away from motherfuckers like crap talking about hair on balls. They need to stop that. They need to let the
problem is that
They've got too much work to do in a short amount of time to catch up.
Doesn't make sense. The whole thing, the only thing I can see is that Android rumor, which they did shoot down.
God, that's not true.
Yeah, I don't know if there might be something that's along those lines though, because I don't see them just coming into the console space now and saying, okay, you can now have a party chat and you can do everything that PlayStation 4 and Xbox One can do. That doesn't happen overnight.
That's their only chance, though, Tim.
Yeah, but you know what, Tim?
I don't think they could do it though.
With the way that resolution gets marketed, what if they just say, "Hey, every single game is a lock at 1080, 60 frames per second, no dips, no nothing."
That's impossible. That's impossible.
I do
you can never promise that, because 1080p 60 frames per second, you can't even get that promised with a 980.
Listen, I know you can't promise that, but a lot
of
people
don't know that.
But
you gotta realize.
They're not about that. They're not. They're never going to go for the power slant.
Go, Tim. Go.
I just don't know what I really don't. I hate to say it, but I think they're going down the wrong road. I have to see what the Nintendo NX is, but I just don't see them jumping into the console space and being Sony and Microsoft have pushed each other to the point where they are so far ahead that you just don't come up with something and then just say voila, you know.
Hey, put me in charge of that shit, right? I would have been like, this is what I'll be like saying, all right. First thing is, you get some help building your infrastructure for your online, where you can have a party chat and a profile and all this kind of good stuff. Then,
profile.
Yeah, you need a fucking profile, right?
I know,
you can just go add people. Like it sounds stupid, but then what you do is you get people to actually pay for the online. How do you do this? Because we're going to give you 2 free games a month, like Microsoft and Sony does, and they're going to be mostly classic Nintendo games, and they can afford to do it because it's going to be very cheap to them. Because this week we're going to give you Dr. Mario and Yoshi's Island or whatever, and people would love that, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to have, you got to get third parties on board, and you got to launch with compelling software, like interesting stuff. If you're going to come out with a new Metroid, have that be your Halo with an online mode, Team Deathmatch.
You know what?
That game screams that.
If they launch a console that's more powerful, that has third-party support, launches with Zelda, you have Zelda, Mario, Metroid, Animal Crossing, all these strong IPs, they're going to do well.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I would buy it back.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that, though. They've never done that. They've never done that.
Think about it, Tim. Just think about it.
They're not
going to do that. And a pro controller.
Let's go back. Let's take it back.
Get a pro controller right.
Let's stop at the GameCube, okay? You think about it, the GameCube was much more powerful than the PS2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was Nintendo's policies again. They didn't want games like Grand Theft Auto on their platform.
But I think they know now that.
Who are they going after? Who's their core market? Their core market is not
the core market. They want the
gamers.
They want kids, though. They want kid gamers. Are they going after the core market? I don't see that.
This is what I'm trying to say, Tim. They have to see that the market has changed. It's adults that buy games all year long.
Yeah.
That whole
I'm going to tell you
Kids only get them. Kids get them birthdays,
Yeah,
holidays.
I'm telling you right now. I'm going to tell you, mark my words. When they announce this Nintendo NX and we're on the show together, we're all going to be saying the same thing. What the hell are they doing?
Yeah,
That's
Tim,
where I
this
feel
is all
this is
one
going
reason. Tim, let me say this. The only reason I'm honestly giving Nintendo the benefit of the doubt. First of all, I know it has to be more powerful than the PS4 and the Xbox One. It's going to be no
I'm going
hardware.
to say it's not, right? You can
It's
I'll
no
say-
I'm
hardware,
gonna say it's
Tim.
not too. I
Listen,
stick
the
by
reason
my
why I say
word.
it's no
I don't
hardware,
think so.
you got to realize this: the PS4 and the Xbox One came out in 2013. The specs for those that were going in those boxes was made up in 2011. Okay, the Wii U is not coming out to at least 2016, 2017. It's newer tech. It has to be more powerful. This is their 10th generation console. And let's be honest, the PS4 and the Xbox One are not world beaters when it comes
No.
to horsepower.
They
They're
could,
not.
they
Hey,
could
let
be
me
on
ask
the
you a
same
question.
level. I don't know
Let me
if
ask
they'll
you a
be.
question, Tim. What happens if they come out with a system and they say we have a way for you to play that you can't play anywhere else? Motion control.
It's
Motion.
possible. That's something that they might do. You know, you know what? They're the only. Listen, they're the only console. The Wii is the only console that actually got pretty much women to buy the console.
Yeah.
They're the only console that really women bought
They
that.
got the
They
cash
bought
market.
that
Hey,
thing.
Jamie Moran from Twitter says this. He says Nintendo's new console could just be an HD handheld that comes with a dongle for TV play.
He's
And
right.
you know what, he is right.
You don't know, and it plays, and then they merge. Listen, for the smartest thing for them to do is to take their IPs and move it over to the phone, because you know what? Well, you having a deal with
That's still
Galaxy
depressing.
7. That's where it's going. You're gonna have good games, though. I mean,
Hey Tim, just listen. Here, what you're saying is this.
they're
If
not not competing. They're not going to be in the same market as Sony and.
Here's the thing, and I'm
and
all honesty. Nintendo's been in the. I mean, get this one.
Did you see their E3?
Yes, I did. Just let me finish. Listen, trust me, I'm not a Nintendo.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest, man. I love Nintendo, but that E3 was hideous.
Listen, listen. You remember Nintendo's E3? They was all on stage playing them instruments and shit like that. Was like, God, Nintendo's fuck. They've been fucking.
Hey,
for a long
did
time.
you see Reggie taking some shots though? Did you see what he said in the interview?
Yeah, like,
He always
He
takes
said,
shots.
he said that well, we don't sell TVs or operating systems. We sell video game consoles, and we've done that forever.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, and the Wii U
Hey,
right now
this dude
sitting at
rolled up like he
7
was a
million.
rock star too, man, with that weak little lineup he had.
Yeah,
He was
My thing is that miracles don't happen overnight. That's
Well,
my thing.
but here, let me say this.
I don't think anybody wants them out of. I don't think anybody wants to see them fail.
No, they don't. But
No,
I
I love
for over
Nintendo.
100 years, right?
Yeah.
So I listen. What I'm saying is this: they know, in their heart, are the Wii U. I'm sorry, the Wii was a smash. Didn't sell any software though. It didn't sell any software. Wasn't, you know what I mean? It was sold a lot of hardware.
It was a fad.
Yeah, it was sold a lot of hardware, and it's been in last place since the Kinect and since the PlayStation Move came. It's been in last place as far as sales. I get that. They didn't sell a lot of third-party sales. Their big IP sold well, like the Smash and the Mario Kart. That sold well, but they had a lot of shovelware that didn't sell well. You know, a lot of shit that went on the Wii. You know what I mean? With tactile motion controls. You know what I mean? So they
Yeah.
again.
But
So
they won. You could say that they won last generation, and they
I mean,
won.
there were. Tim, to be honest, there were no losers last generation.
They gained the most market share. That's
The reason why they gained the most market share, in my opinion, is because they had the kids, and they also had women buying their console.
No, you had my grandmother. I bought two for the church. That's why they won.
Honestly,
I bought two for
that
the
is
church.
the only.
No, listen, I'm bullshit you not. I bought one for my grandmother's scene. They had a bowling team, and I bought one for the goddamn church. You know what I mean? That was a bad year. I sold a lot of coke that year, so I got to get back. So I
It was also the
bought 2
cheapest
each for the church.
console.
Now, with that being
Yeah, it was
said,
cheaper console too.
$199.
but listen, even all that. With that being said,
$249.
you gotta
Sorry.
know that console's been out since 2012. Has not yet to sell 10 million units. They can't afford another flop. They can't.
That's why they're not. That's why they're not going to go into the Microsoft Sony arena. What they're
If
going
they
to do?
don't, they're going to flop.
No, they're not, because they'll go into the phone arena where women play. This is total different market.
it is I see what Tim is saying. It is a totally different
I don't
market.
think they're going to leave the
They're not
console
They're not
alone.
going to go. Listen, like I said,
That's
miracles
the
do not.
already.
You're talking about crap's talking about making a profile. It is 2016. They don't have a profile on the Wii U. It does not happen overnight.
And what y'all sitting here saying, I'm telling you, if somebody from Nintendo was listening to what we saying they need to do, what they seeing is this dollars floating up in the air because all that costs money.
Hey, you know what though? Here's the thing though. Like I
All
said,
that costs money.
you can have an online service and people will pay for it if you offer them free games. Look at how people do it with Sony.
But if they had an online service, they would start. You would start to see you would start to see it now on Wii U.
There is an online service. It's very basic. They do have one.
Yeah, I will say this: Nintendo are so kind of like they tell you what you want. Like they'll come out and say, gamers don't want us Twitch stream. That's boring. Like, I mean, they're telling you that even though millions of people do it. Gamers don't like VR, even though I agree with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, even though I agree with that. VR is boring.
Ain't worry, man.
Right.
In the voice of reason.
Yeah.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Do you think Nintendo? Do you think they're gonna do it again? Another fucking bomb? Do you think they're gonna drop? You think they're gonna come out and drop another fucking?
He said they're gonna put out two struggles.
You think they'll come out
two filet affairs, two struggles.
Listen, you going on a hot date? I'm looking like this. Nintendo's. You going on a hot date with the chick? Like, oh, I got a shit. Your first date, you talk about you got a shit at the dinner table. You think Nintendo come up and drop another deuce?
I think
They're gonna put out. They better not put out two struggles, but I'm sorry, they better.
I mean, like, just come on, like, you know what I mean? Like the Wii was a. I mean, people consider it even though it sold the most, but software sales were very shitty. You know what I mean? As far as the software attachment, people bought Mario Sports, Wii Sports, and that was maybe another game, and that was it. You know what I mean? That was the.
I've been saying this since the Wii U came out. I don't know why it's so difficult. If I could sit here, and I'm not in the video game business at all, if I could sit here and figure out what you have to do, then why can't people at Nintendo? All you have to do is you launch a system that's powerful enough to run every third-party game, whatever any developer wants to do from now till the end of this generation. You make a system that can do it, and then you launch it with a Metroid game made for the 21st century. You use that as your key first-person shooter. You build an online around it. You launch with a Zelda. You have Mario. It's not a hard strategy to figure out to be able to do well. But for some reason, they want to be. They have this identity crisis where. It's almost like when you ever watch that show, Kitchen Nightmares?
Yeah.
Where the restaurants are struggling, they're failing, and then the guy comes in and tells them, well, you got to change everything, and they say, well, we're afraid to lose what customers we have. That's why we don't want to change. That's where they are.
Yeah. Like I said, if they were going down that route, you would start to see some. You'd start to see some cracks, some starting things to a little here and there. Maybe you could Twitch a Wii U game. That's just not happening. In my opinion, they're going after the mobile market.
They can corner that mobile market.
That's where they're going.
Even if they do that,
that's not good for us.
But listen, even if they do that,
console gamers, I'm telling you right now.
Tim, even if they go after the mobile market, right?
They're going there. It's the only logical step that they can do.
They said they do have a business partnership. I forgot with some company that make Android-based games. But anyway, even if they do, so that also said they're going to go third party, just go software only then.
Well, that's along the lines. That's why you might not get a crazy console like you're talking about. You might just get something
crazy though.
That plays with.
Think about it. It's not even crazy though. But
why even upgrade if you're not going to? Why upgrade?
A 970. Listen, could you imagine a 970 inside a console? We're talking about a closed environment, not running the full operating system. A 970 was like $200. That's what we'll pay for it, $250 or something. But the public to pay for it. But you imagine they're buying this shit by the bulk, by the millions. So they probably getting this shit by $50 a card. You know what I mean? GPU. Prime example, when the PS3 launched, it had the top of the line. GPU was like $600 or something. It was like they paid like $68 for it. Sony when we tore it down. They buying it by bulk, and then by the masses, by the millions. Could you imagine a 970 in a closed environment?
It would be cool, but the thing is I just don't see them going down the way they are. I see them tying it into mobile somehow. You can have backward compatibility to the Wii. Maybe it plays games that third-party games, but it just
they hadn't always been like that. Am I the only one that remembers Nintendo wasn't always the fucking? Even the fucking Nintendo 64 was more powerful than the PS1. The PS1 just played this. They were able to do the fancy cutscenes because of the CD-ROM. Yeah. You couldn't do that on
I'm kind of dancing with you next year. I don't think they're going to outdo what the Xbox One and PS4 does, but I think they'll be on par. And I think that
I don't see how they could even release a system on par with that.
I'm kind of with Tim. I see them going the mobile route and kind of quartering that.
But they've already said
listen. It's not what's popping here. That's what everybody tend to not realize. It's what's popping over there where they're from. And mobile market is what's popping.
Yeah, but their handheld is doing well over there.
Right.
Yeah, the handheld might be doing well, but if they can put that on a phone, there's no need.
Exactly.
There's no need. So what I'm saying is that over there in Japan, that's what's popping. And guess what? We adapt to that.
We
adapt to that.
Not anymore. The West, we set the standard down for gaming over here in the West.
Understandable, but for consoles and PC gaming.
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
Well, when's this going to happen? Because they've already said they're only doing 4 new titles on mobile by 2017, 2018. That doesn't seem like
you start small, man, and grow.
Yeah, what is Nintendo and
start small and grow.
They're gonna have
I say next year.
I think next NX will be next year, and I think that I don't think it's that
you
hard.
Next year, you argued me down, motherfucker.
Well, no, but here's the thing: why even if they're gonna go mobile market, why rush out a new console? That's my.
They might. Who knows what kind of console it could be? It could be a console that you.
I mean, it's gonna be. They
just need to drop all the Wii shit. Don't confuse people. Call it the Nintendo.
I would just launch the system in France and call it the Wii Wii.
No.
The PP Wii Wii.
No,
I don't know.
Forget all that shit. Forget all the backwards compatibility. Just fucking put a new console out. Use their hardcore controller that they have. Put that as the controller.
But how are they going to compete? How are they going to compete with Microsoft and Sony on the third-party market, like a game like?
They have to release hardware that can run those games.
Yeah, they have to be able to
streaming games. We're twitching games. We have that just doesn't happen. I just can't see them just getting.
Now, as far as that, Tim, then I agree with you. I think as far as the feature department, they're still going to be.
They don't even have voice chat for Splatoon, whatever that game is.
Not only do they not have voice chat, but like I said, you can't even party.
All that stuff y'all talking about costs money.
Yeah,
that's basic shit though. We've been voice chat. We've been doing that. No, listen, don't get me wrong. The Wii U is capable of doing voice chat, and some of the games do have voice chat. I'm just going to be fair. Some of the games don't do, and the reason why they.
But how do you have a game like that not have voice chat?
I'll tell you, man.
If
Nintendo isn't in the console market, I'm going to eat a piece of cake.
Did you say what, Tim?
If Nintendo is not in the console market anymore, I'm going to eat a piece of cake.
I think that they will be in the console market, but I don't think that they're going to be on the same. I think that you're still going to be playing Wii U games, and but I don't think it's going to be on the same level as. I just can't see it.
I just think if everything goes to phone, and this is just my opinion, everything goes to phone, they can go way back and make money off of old games.
I mean, why couldn't they just do that in addition to
a power in an S4, an S6 that can handle Wii U games? I mean,
this is what I'm saying. If they see, I don't even know if they got the infrastructure for that neither. So
but
they ain't got nothing, no servers, no nothing, man.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? All that costs money.
They have more money than Sony.
Yeah, they damn sure do.
They might have, but Sony had a head start by starting some of this stuff early too.
They were competitive with Microsoft, and they keep on upping it. They keep on.
Okay, Tim, you do realize what you're saying. If they don't come out and compete and take the original console, they're done. Well, I think it's not working.
That's why I don't understand what the hell's going on over there.
I love the fucking thing. I don't want it to die. But let's be honest.
If I'm in their position, the only thing that's going to make money and print money is the mobile market. That's where Konami's going. That's where a lot of these companies.
Microsoft going there too.
That's where. I hate to say it, you got to realize the specs on these phones keep going up and up and up.
I'm not going to be. I would never,
every year.
Every year.
So I wouldn't sit down and play games. I don't think they're going to go anywhere.
Maybe how the hell are they going to compete with Microsoft and Sony?
Listen,
how the hell? They're not going to get third-party deals.
Here's what Nintendo's going to do. If Nintendo releases a device that's mobile, that you can then tether to your television and just use a standard controller to play those games, and then when you're done, you take them with you, like on your phone or a mobile device, like a 3DS, which is mobile.
What's that though?
That's a way to compete because everything.
I want next generation graphics.
That's the only thing that I can see them.
That's not competing.
That thing would flop harder than the Wii U.
I might want that shit. That's not competing. They need a conventional.
What do you think they're going to do?
Hey, I wish I would have seen Next Year's face because he looked like he was disgusted by what we were saying.
Yeah, the seating and shit.
Well, I would discuss it too, but how are they going to drop in the market? How are they going to just drop in the market where Sony and Microsoft are just too strong right now? They're not even close to what Microsoft and Sony are doing.
But check this. Well, just in my opinion,
how does that happen overnight?
Their first parties, like Wari was saying, if they launch with, they have arguably the best first party lineups according to most people, right? If they do launch with their big 3 or 4 heavy hitters at launch, if they have a capable console and you get places like people like EA and you have a console that's easy to port to, and they're getting third-party support, I don't think it'll be a problem.
Imagine they have EA access at launch.
Yeah, like why could I could see them doing that? Yeah, they're probably not going to allow Twitch because they don't even allow people to do Let's Play. But yeah, I could see them, and they might not. Yeah, like they obviously have to have somebody tapping them on the shoulder saying, "Hey, we better do this," or listen up, or check this out.
Listen, I don't know what's going on over there. The E3 is just.
I don't know what the fuck those guys over there doing.
Their E3 was called "Wait for next year" because we're going to show a new console, so we're kind of winding things down here. Yeah. Well, and we got puppets.
Sock puppets.
I agree that might be the case, but I just see the way things are going. Mobile market is just the market. Yeah, that is the most lucrative.
It may be the most lucrative, but again, I don't see people still want their fix. The games are more in the movie business now.
I'm gonna give you
one thing for media. It's overtaking music and it's overtaking movies.
I'm gonna give you a prime example of why they going mobile. You know how much money Angry Birds made a lot of dang on money.
I'm not negating it. I'm not saying they may not. They are already in. They partnered with a mobile business. They are making mobile games. This I already know. I'm not negating any of that. I'm just saying their consoles. I don't see them dropping another deuce again. Like if they do, they're done. That's it.
2 struggles is coming.
I can't see them going after our market. I could see them going after a woman who plays games on her phone. That's the only thing that I could see them doing, because that's the only way that the way people the money like Angry Birds and the stuff like that's making money in the industry that we love. And the consoles, that's really it's right now. It's not so healthy right now. I don't really see them trying to jump into that market and trying to compete with us when they don't even freaking allow. They have a game in 2015 with no voice chat. They're just not. They're not in that mindset.
But if they do it again, it's a wrap.
That's how you're on like the riverfront or something.
Yeah, I'm on the river. Sarah,
I think
whatever it may be. Like listen, Tim. I'm not
in Italy right now.
Hey, Tim, trust me. What you're saying is things I've been saying forever. They can tell you this.
No, I know you're on it. I know that you're.
We're on the same page. I'm just saying, if they release another Wii U, it's a wrap for Nintendo. That's
so what I'm saying. What are they going to? What I don't understand here, if they're going to release a console that's going to compete in our space,
all right.
What are they going to do? How are they going to get the online?
But not even compete. Listen, not even compete. All they need is a conventional console that can run third-party games. People are going to accept Nintendo.
Are they going to charge for multiplayer? Are they going to put it behind the paywall?
Probably not. It's it may even if they do. What I'm telling you is
that could give them an advantage.
People are going to accept Nintendo. This is what I'm saying in a lack of better words. People are going to accept Nintendo for what they are. They're never going to be like Microsoft. They're never going to be Sony. No.
They don't have to be.
They're going to Nintendo. But they can put out a console that can run third-party games and have what they do. You know what I mean? Because this where multiplats come out every Tuesday, exclusives come out maybe 3 or 4 times a year. You understand what I'm saying? If they can have third-party games and 1080p or maybe even 4K,
I just don't see it.
Graphics card or whatever the fuck, they'd be fine.
Because the 360 was more technically advanced.
I know listen, that. Listen, but people respect Nintendo for what they are.
Here's my take.
These two weirdos, they own.
Hold on. The voice of reason has something to say.
What Next Gen's saying about accepting them for what they are. Like, if you want the next console to come out and be exactly what the PS4 and the Xbox One is, then what's the point of buying it? Obviously, there are features that you have to have that are standard.
Exactly.
Everybody expects them to be standard, but from my point of view, if they come out with a system that runs every single game that comes out from now on, from this point on till the end of this generation, and it runs them technically better or the same as everything else, and I'm getting Zelda, Metroid, Mario, I'm gonna buy it.
People be
maybe free online.
Yeah, I'd be buying it,
and maybe free online.
Right. If it's
I would
free
definitely get it
online
myself.
and it's not as good, then I'm gonna accept that. Because they have those.
That could be a selling point.
One thing about Nintendo, they got games that you can't get nowhere else.
Yeah,
here's the thing, though. Here's why I think they're going to do it to compete with the current batch of consoles, is because they're rushing the console, right? If it's going to come out next year, obviously they know that the Wii U can't compete. It's not powerful enough. It hasn't captured the interest. The only reason you would rush a new console or try to get one out so fast is if you're trying to compete in that space, and that's why.
Years.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Well, how much is it? Then you get to the point if you want to match what Microsoft and Sony's doing.
Now listen, I'm gonna go one up. I think it's gonna be more powerful. I don't see how it can be one part.
I'm telling you, it's a tie-in with the mobile. We should review this show when it comes out.
We will.
I'm telling you right now, when this Nintendo NX comes out, we are gonna be cursing and we're gonna be pissed.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna
Next gen gonna be on fire, bro. You're gonna have a whole hour special on this show going off.
There's no way. I just don't. Like I said, I don't believe in miracles overnight. I just don't say them putting out a console and all of with free online and matching 1080 PCs frames per second. I just don't see it.
Hey, if that happens, comes out and it's a bad system, next gen's gonna do a special where he's gonna unbox his 67th mic. While talking about the mic in a mic that you can't hear him in.
We're not.
You know what? You know what'd be funny? Just to see that video in mute. You know what I'm saying? Just watch the next gen mannerisms.
I don't listen. I'm not a big. I don't really care for Nintendo first party games. I don't. So if it's a deuce, it really doesn't matter to me. Like I don't really care for Nintendo shit. I don't like that art Tony. I don't like that Pikmin. I think all that shit's some Smash Brothers. I think all that's some Ray Strange. I'm a Smash Brother and I'm gonna pick a man. I ain't with none of that shit. Keep all that shit. I don't want to play any of that. I don't want to say I'm tired of saving the princess. None of that shit appeal to me. What I'm saying, I just don't see Nintendo putting out another because that's never really been a track record.
You know what? They need to probably change Mario up instead of saving the princess, saving the world or something.
But that's Nintendo. They're not gonna do that. Why? I've been saying for all these years, why doesn't Link talk? Could you imagine Link in a real mature, kick-ass, badass talking?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And walking around the world. Link still doesn't have any fucking dialogue. Mario! That's all it is. That's it. Like,
it's kind of like not seeing Master Chief's face, you know?
It's like 2016 though. Like these characters still doesn't fucking talk. Like I don't have anything. Like I'm just saying. What you know what I mean?
You're gonna have also when they come out, you're gonna have Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony probably a $299 price point. So they have to be.
But you gotta realize this too, Tim. This will be not their 9th, but their 10th generation console.
Yeah.
Not their 9th.
Just look at it. I know we keep going back and forth. Realistically, what is the safest market for them to go after? The mobile market,
mobile
produce,
or the produce, right? Bet on black.
Or the market.
Produce is the mobile.
Why rush a console to release if you're just going after mobile though?
But listen, Tim. Though they're doing the mobile thing.
There are consoles in the mobile space, crap.
Yeah, but Tim, there are. Listen, they have a partnership with a mobile company.
I just can't get behind the
company. They're making 4 games.
It doesn't even have a profile for freaking people. Do they even have a headset? I don't even know what the hell's going on.
They got a headset.
Yeah, they have a headset.
Come on, they don't have their biggest game doesn't have voice chat. How the hell does that? Why can't you patch that in? They're gonna patch in a freaking online network that's robust like Sony and Microsoft.
I don't really consider Sony's robust.
Sony's robust.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
wouldn't go that far. Whoa, pump your brakes. Easy there, fella.
It's not that the Wii U network can't do voice chat because it can. It's that they don't want this about the children.
That was a developer. That was a developer.
Yeah, but listen, they don't want the adults communicating with the children because of pedophilia and stuff. You know what I mean? Like the thing what happened with the 3DS and they were sending nude pictures. They took all that shit away. All that you were no longer able to send pictures and communicate online. They shut all that shit down. Nintendo doesn't want that. They don't want to be responsible for that.
I just seen your face. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm bugging the fuck out right. You know what I mean? They don't. They you know what I mean? And their fans were pissed because you do have adults for whatever reason play 3DSs and play online. They stopped all that community. I forgot what the fuck happened. The chat and stuff.
Yeah, he said you do have adults that play the 3DS for whatever reason.
Yeah, you know what I mean? For whatever reason, like fuck it, man. It's not one thing. I think it's
market, the mobile market, the handheld market. They're just not gonna. They might throw out a console that can tie that in. They can play Wii U games, but that's the extent of it, and maybe a little more powerful.
Wii U games? I mean,
so
I would assume that
that's what they said. That's what they said.
So what you're saying? They're gonna put another console that's not gonna have any third-party support. That's not gonna be able to run Unreal Engine 4.
I don't know if they're talking about mobile third-party support. I mean, that's the thing. It's not just what I just.
Why would they go mobile when they already have a partnership with a mobile company?
Tim, they're doing that. Tim.
Maybe they'll bring. I just don't see them going in the same. You
didn't hear about the Zombie U game, right? Coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah. I'm not really interested in this shit whatsoever. I'm just burnt on first person. You know what? We didn't talk about anything. You know what?
It's a good conversation, though. I don't know. I just can't see that.
Hey, you're probably right. You know what I mean? But the mobile thing they're doing, I just want you to look at. They are doing the mobile thing. Right. What you mean different. I just don't see them dropping it again. If they do that again, like Nintendo was done in the console.
Let me put it this way. If they do put out another console, like y'all sitting here saying, but if it don't have third-party support, we still right where we were.
Then they're done.
Well, the thing is like you talk about a Pro Controller too.
Yeah, even though I have a Pro Controller, you're still going to be right where struggling to get 10,000 or 10 million units out.
Yeah,
a year. You know what I'm saying?
Third parties would support them even if the system was capable.
What I'm sitting here saying, if they're not doing the lead work to repair that relationship,
if they make it x86 and just make it so super.
That's the rumor that it is x86.
Yeah, I mean it would have to be the same x86, and
it has to be something that they can quickly port over. But who knows how that's gonna run though?
You see how Microsoft and Sony more often they go down when they get insane traffic. Nintendo is not ready to. Let's just say they do get a console, and it's not going to have that online where it's matching what's going on. They're just too far behind. They
probably can do peer to peer like what Sony doing.
No,
most everybody's doing peer to peer still.
Hey Tim, listen, and I want to say this: the basic shit the Wii U can do is that Nintendo doesn't allow it to because they don't want the adults with the children. You know what I mean? It can, like I said, I bought a Wii U day one. Some of the basic shit it can do. I will give it that. But again, Nintendo doesn't want the adults communicating with the children. Okay, for whatever reason.
Okay, I've never thought of it that way, but obviously, you know more about Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm saying it can do the basic shit.
That makes sense. It makes sense.
They don't want, it was a couple cases. A kid flew to Florida to meet some man and met him on a 3DS.
Why's it got to be Florida? Jesus.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Hey, they kicked your sheet up. Remember they kicked your sheet off of there?
Yeah, because he said PSP or something. Yeah, but anyway, what I'm saying is to you that people will accept, the fact that Nintendo is always going to be a little quirky, a little different, but they love their IP. They just want a traditional console. If Nintendo comes with a traditional console, they'll be fine. You know what I mean?
But they're not going to have a Pro Controller.
Why not? They have a controller now that's really
they're about handhelds. They're about the stupid little thing, the Wii U controller. I just don't see them changing and going a complete different direction and trying to compete with Sony.
They're rushing out a console because the Wii U gamepad didn't take off. They realized that it's a gimmicky piece of shit.
Well, if that's the case, they're still up shit's creek in my opinion because they're not going to be able to compete.
With half a paddle.
Yeah, listen. Will they win next generation? Here's the thing, Tim.
With a Wii U paddle.
But that's the thing. Why would they? If it's so obvious to us, why would they do it? They're not.
That's what I was saying. I had conversations with people before, and I said, why not release a system super powerful, every third-party game, and then the strength of your first-party launch with it? It's easy. Why can't they figure it out? If we can sit here and say this, why can't Reggie?
Well, here's the thing. We all know that they probably pushed back that Zelda game to make it a release for that console.
Exactly. That's a smart idea.
So we know for a fact that it's going to at least be
Launch.
some kind of it's going to be have some sort of
Launch was up.
and that
Launch
you know
with
what I'm saying.
Mario.
Yeah,
Just
it's gonna
at the end
launch
of
with
the
some
day,
big
I
games.
just know when this Nintendo NX is announced, I know you guys are going crazy. I know that.
Well, no, I mean, look,
it's going to be
I-
getting bashed to hell. I'm telling you right now.
well, that's the thing.
You
The
mark
only
it
way
down.
the only way they could win me back, like I said, was some kind of achievement system and just have their games and like an
I
online
got it.
system.
I got the
They're-
perfect strategy for Nintendo.
They don't even have
They're
freaking
fine.
achievements.
Tim, they're going to launch the NX, and Don Matrick's going to walk out on stage, and he's going to say, Nintendo audience, let me talk to you about TV. And that's going to be it.
Well, man, shit.
Well, I don't know.
Well, you guys want to take a few questions then?
Yeah.
We ain't talk shit about Gamescom, but we can fuck it. Sorry,
Although, hold on, Tim will admit that the Wii U game that he saw at E3 was better than anything Sony showed, and that's Star Fox.
The tennis looked good too.
Star Fox, you thought looked good?
I saw it. Watch. Yeah, I was.
That looked like a Nintendo 64 game. That shit looked horrible.
Gosh.
No, I mean I just like the way it looked good to me. You know,
Okay.
I mean, no, it's not.
I'm gonna say this.
Metroid game was a
You know, as we get older, our eyes age
Yeah,
with us.
that looked bad. You got Nintendo fans complaining about that one.
I like the way it looked. I don't know. Nintendo never really has things that wow you. That's why I say, like, I can't just see him jumping in his market. Nintendo never has that game where you're like, wow, that's just crazy. They don't have that.
Listen, look at the
They usually have some
The
stick,
how about Monolith Soft's
some big-headed Gone Bonk guy. I don't know, Mario.
Hey, somebody in the comment section said they're really excited for the big PS4 exclusive I Am Bread. So,
Oh man, did y'all see that game?
I Am Bread?
It's a loaf of bread
Yes.
on a table with
Yeah.
different spreads.
That's great.
Like really?
Do you know?
I mean, goodness, man. I mean, you got jam, you got to put jelly on that bad baby, and all kind of little spreads, man. I'll be like, man, this game is god awful.
Yeah. They put
God, man.
They
They fouled for that one, bro. I would not be playing that game. Trust me. Y'all can keep that. I don't even want it on the Xbox.
You guys got to take over the questions. My screen is froze, and I want to start my computer. I want to get booted out. So the questions, you guys just read them off.
okay, here we go.
That's because you got that Colonel Sanders
Hey.
beard on.
Hey, BGST, big fan. Since Sony
Thank
won't
you.
have since Sony won't have a conference but will be at Gamescom, do you expect the media will still claim Sony as victors?
Sony's not going to be at Gamescom.
You know what?
Well, they're going to be on the floor. They'll have
Yeah.
stuff there, but they're not going to do a conference. I don't see how. I don't care how biased your media is. How the fuck can you say Sony did anything when they're not doing a show?
Never
All
know,
eyes on
crap.
Microsoft, man. All eyes on Microsoft.
They may show a different part of The Last Guardian. Oh,
Yeah, you mean the part that they didn't show for 8 years ago that looked better 8 years ago?
That
So-
game still looked the same from way back when.
They
It looked worse. It will look worse. And not only that, Sony come out and admitted that they need that game to sell. They're like, we can't afford it not to sell. We've invested too much time and money. It needs to sell better than Ico and whatever, Shadow of the Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to touch Colossus. Then you can stop that.
Xbox God says, talk about how gorgeous Forza 6. Hey,
Yeah, those
But Tim saw it in real life. How did it look, Tim?
Insane. I
Yeah.
want to just in the rain with the puddles.
My 3D puddles?
That's all I want to race in, to be honest. The
So,
night
you
looks
know-
good, but the rain just looks ridiculous.
Well, you can hit tires and stuff now. I'm not a big.
Is the rain awful or does it look ridiculous good?
It looks good, man.
Okay.
looks good. I mean, I was very impressed.
Turn
And-
10 had input on how the console was built, so they understand it
60
better.
frames a second.
Yeah, they understand it better than anybody else. Hey, Blazing Phoenix, keep it Xbox. He says, what do you guys think will be the biggest announcement at Gamescom? So keep it Xbox.
Biggest announcement at
announcement.
Gamescom will be, Jesus, give me going back to Konami and Silent Hill. Microsoft will come out and say they own Silent Hill. Fuck it.
I think-
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say this: Joe Montana football.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh God, that was bad. Hey,
We got trolled.
Hey Tim, that was bad, man. That was
Oh, I was writing checks for that, man.
That was bad. Like they got assassinated.
We got trolled by Montana too. He was like,
yeah, bro.
He was like,
I'm at the Microsoft camping.
Everybody was juiced, boy. They was like, yes.
That was bad.
Well, I saw Madden 16, and it's the same stuff. It's the same thing. So
I'm
gonna be honest, man. When I ain't see that game, I was hot, bro. I was through with Microsoft, man.
it really was.
I was on fire, bro. I was like, man, this is some trash. Man, but then when I seen it get announced, I said, "Oh man," I had to laugh, man, because everybody got burned that day. Boy.
Yeah,
you know what? I actually think we might see Rare's other IP, and I think it might be Banjo 3. I think we might see that announced at Gamescom.
Nice.
Listen, now with the backwards compatibility, I think Quantum Break is going to come with a free copy of Alan Wake.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good call. That'll be.
You don't think they're gonna remaster?
They might remaster.
Maybe just an up-res. Maybe I don't think they're gonna do.
Well, they did. They were in talks for a remaster. Just that has been confirmed.
I mean, honestly, it does that anyway. It upscales everything to 1080 anyway, and it looks better. So I mean, I could say, they could do that with most things now. Like that's something that Sony won't be able to do. Like they're doing that. You buy the new Rainbow Six on Xbox One, you get Rainbow Six and Rainbow Six Vegas 2 free. You buy Fallout 4, you get Fallout 3 for free. You know what I mean? Those are only things you can get on Xbox.
They don't really have to do the remasters anymore. You're right.
Yeah, I mean it's true because they can upscale anyway. That was one of the cool
backwards compatibility put a shotgun and all that, bro.
Yeah, one of the cool things about the launch PS3s that were backwards compatible with the PS2, it upscaled everything. You know what I mean? Like, and that was actually cool. So when you were to play, like I used to play Battlefront 2, still, and it was always much more fun to play it on the PS3 because things looked better. I could see things better. You know what I'm saying? Clearer, and it rounded out all the jaggies and shit.
Right.
So that was really cool, and so I noticed it does the same thing, and it loads better, and there's not the pop in and all that
cool.
stuff.
You could do really everything with the new control. I think you're going to get a AAA reveal from Twisted Pixel.
Yeah, I think that's probably likely as well.
Right, you'll get that. You'll get gameplay from the and I'm going to tell you right now, Quantum gameplay is going to be off the hook.
Yes.
How about Scalebound?
Yeah, those are really what we're going to be talking about. Our mouths.
Hey, what are they going to do with these new IPs? I mean, obviously they're like check it out, okay? Like we like to all talk about new IP and rehashes, and people like to say Microsoft rehashes and it's the same stuff. But honestly, Recore, Quantum Break, and Scalebound are all new IP releasing next year. You're going to have to figure out.
And if you get a Twisted Pixel too, that's 4.
Yeah, you're going to also see if these is a new IP from Rare. So you're going to have like 5, 6 new IP releasing next year. That's crazy. You're going to have to get those in somewhere. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to be interesting to find out where they're going to put that stuff.
Hey, let me ask you real quick, now that I have everybody here. What do you think about the whole downplay of Gears Remaster because like the floor texture looks different than the original game? Or you see that BS story?
No, I think people
are
always
complaining about it. Like it doesn't look as good. I mean, it's higher.
Well, because it's
higher
60
textures,
frames per second.
Polygons, higher, better lighting, and.
Well, we haven't seen the single player. Have we seen the single player game? Because it is confirmed with 1080p 30 frames per second.
Right, the single player, yeah.
Yeah, we were saying it was going to be 60. It's not.
The multiplayer is 60.
Yeah, the multiplayer is 60. But if people are complaining about that, the whole thing about that that with the multiplayer is anybody who's played at 60 frames per second, that type of game.
In multiplayer.
It's a big difference. So, if people are complaining about a texture on the thing, it's, it's a little bit much, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think people complaining about a beta to begin with, which those are usually a little bit earlier coding. I mean, people are like they flip out.
Gaming complete.
Listen, they had 1 million matches in a week, so that speaks for itself. And, and believe me, anybody who saw their game, everyone was playing that. I mean, even the forums, even like the Bang Bang everyone was just playing the game, so it's good.
I really like the way Gears 4 looked, what they showed. I like that.
Yeah.
It looked like it was going back to the grittier, more gothic, like original.
That was what Phil Spencer wanted.
Yeah.
The only thing was I think we all wanted to see Marcus or somebody. Like that was the only thing that was missing. But I thought that you could tell it looked phenomenal.
It was gritty,
there was the wind, the dark, you know what I'm saying? I was really I liked how it looked. more importantly than any other stuff.
Marcus is coming back too.
Oh well, obviously they had that John DiMaggio who does Bender on Futurama. He's the voice actor. He's already confirmed that he's doing that. Same thing with the voice actor Lester Spigot for Coltrane.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing that as well. So I think it'll be interesting. Evil Circuit says, question for next gen. With backwards compatibility for 360, will I finally get my Tropico 5?
Yes, sir. It is on the. I don't.
It's on the 360. It is. I mean.
Tropico
5.
Yeah. I think that's cool. Let's see. Tony Moe says, when do you think Scalebound release date is?
I don't think it's this year.
Summer, maybe.
Yeah.
You got to be in the beginning of the year if they don't release it.
They already got two coming out at the beginning of the year. I think that. I mean, you could probably maybe release it in.
If it ain't gonna be released in the beginning of the year, it would be released 17 in the beginning of the year.
Well, I say the summer to give them a summer release because we got.
I don't know. Yeah, it could be.
I think early.
I wouldn't do it around holidays.
You know what I'm saying? The holiday
early
we got
September.
We got Gears and we got Forza Horizon 3. We know for sure. So it'll come out around the holidays.
Yeah, Forza Horizon 3. Yeah.
You could release it early in September if you wanted to.
Like April, May.
Yeah.
What about the summer?
You don't want to go up against Uncharted with that.
I'm just saying, but you don't have anything for the summer at all.
Well, they never really do. Nobody really has. I mean,
Yeah, not really.
They
got game shows.
I'm not sure if this dude is trolling. The Avengers 2015, who always trolls me in Next Gen, and then last week he told me he pre-ordered the Forza 6 one, and he says it again. He says he pre-ordered the Forza 6 Xbox One console because he's tired of Sony's shitty network. So if that's
the Forza
true,
6 console's beautiful, man.
Yeah. Hey, wait till they show off the Halo one. They aren't messing around because check this out. You get a 1 terabyte with Forza 6 and that beautiful console, and it's $399. I mean, how the hell do you beat that?
Blue.
Yeah, you know, I know a lot of people didn't
one
like
of my
that
favorite
color
colors.
of the Forza 6 console. I thought it looked really, really unique.
Oh, I think it looks fantastic.
It went up to the
controller's
top
nice.
10.
Yeah.
The controller is really nice too. Yeah.
Are any of you guys getting the $150 controller?
Yeah, I already pre-ordered.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it eventually. I'm gonna get it this year. I'm probably not gonna get it.
Guys, once you get it, you're gonna want to throw out the rest of your things. I felt it and held it in my hand.
He felt it. He felt it and
held it in your hands.
I'm telling you, guys are laughing now. When you guys get your hands on that, you're gonna be like, what the hell? You're gonna be like, what the hell is this piece of shit I had in my hand the whole time? You are going to want to return your controllers. Does GameStop take money back for them?
Yeah, they
for your
take
controllers? Because it's like, I have 6 controllers. I'd rather have 3 of the Elites. They're that.
And you could change the parts out of it too, can't you?
Everything.
I'm not even change the parts.
Well, here's what Microsoft did.
On the thing, you know how people say dead zones? None of that.
Yeah.
Everything is. It's just.
Somebody will find something wrong with it. You know that.
Right? Well, no. Here's the thing. Scuff controllers, they do something similar, but for $250. So Microsoft did a first-party one for and they shaved $100 off that. Yeah. So I mean, that's how can you complain? I mean, first-party. You know what I mean? That's phenomenal in my opinion. I think
it's
that's
still
great.
in the top 30, right? Let me go see. It's been in the top. It was in the top 10 for like a week, and then it was in the top 20 for 2 weeks. It's still charting, I believe. I mean, you're talking about $150. It's 48 right now. $150 controller that long in Amazon is.
My Christmas list is
crazy.
Serious, yo. I got Guitar Hero Live. I got Rock Band. That's $150. Guitar Hero $150. That's $300. This damn controller, no, that's $450. That's just on gadgets alone. God damn. This Christmas list gonna be sick.
Well, hopefully Santa takes care of you.
Hopefully, I think it's Santa.
Santa next gen.
I got to know
We're almost there. You just got to grow the beard out a little bit.
We'll do one more.
He ate all the cookies.
Oh, shit.
He had chocolate milk. You see the nose.
Frankie and Johnny were lovers. We got another good question, Big Crap?
Yeah, hold on. We'll do one more here. Let's see. The Avengers guy says See, now I'm not sure if he's trolling me. He says that Elite controller's sick. He's buying 2 of them.
Pick somebody else, man. Pick
I think he's being serious. Because that Elite controller is the de facto best controller in consoles.
Yeah.
It's like you said. Once you guys are gonna you feel how heavy it is and how cool it is. How you can.
I want to say this from Robert Ballou. He said
stop, Tim.
Microsoft needs to add a 360 tab to the dashboard.
I'm not doing anything bad to the controller. I'm just honestly, I love it. This is not good.
Okay, here's one. It says, do you think Microsoft will look at what Sony did with Shenmue and bring back fan-loved franchises with full funding?
No.
I don't think so.
So what Microsoft did with Shenmue, what Sony did with Shenmue, as far as what? Kickstarter?
Like just bring no, not Kickstarter. They're saying we're full funding themselves, but just like bring it back and say, hey, we're not asking for your money. We're gonna, fund it ourselves or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I've seen? I've seen this in Bang Bang. What would be a good troll that they could do is release Shenmue 2 and 1.
Oh shit!
In HD, yeah. But they don't own the rights to them, do they?
I know, but if they could, boy. My goodness, that would be
backward compatibility.
Actually, I kind of wonder what the hell kind of Shenmue game are people going to get in a few years, because they didn't hit they're not even going to come close to the 10 or 11 million stretch goal that they have for open world.
Mm-hmm.
So what else are you going to have? I mean, you'd have to wonder if you put in money on this thing, like what kind of game are you going to get? Is it going to be like a Telltale game now, where you're going to get 5 episodes that
it's not looking so good? They only got 3 million.
I mean, the game is safe. Yoshida put in $29, everybody. I just want to let y'all know that game is safe. Y'all gonna get all y'all features that y'all wanted.
That was one thing. I was in the elevator with Yoshida at E3. You didn't hear that.
Did he try and strangle you, Tim?
No. I just was trying not to laugh. I couldn't believe it.
Well, what do you guys think that that the Kickstarter's fizzled out because people are like because of Sony shadiness, right? I mean, it has to be that. Because
I just think you got the hardcores that really put their money into it.
I think if they would have said, it's kind of like, it was popular, but then they said, it's going to be a few years. I mean, you can't start a Kickstarter 2.5 years before the game comes out.
Yeah, like look at Yooka-Laylee. Isn't that game coming out next year?
Yeah.
I
mean, this whole thing, I'm going to tell you. My whole problem with the whole Kickstarter thing is that you have people that's really out here that's trying to develop, their game. That's these indie developers that's really trying to get their game off and running and want to do a lot with their games, and they can't get funding, you know what I'm saying? And then everybody just jumped on this one, and it was just, I just didn't like the whole ordeal. So we're going to fund them. We need to fund everybody else then. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my hope.
It depends on
just
the
be
game.
upfront with it, in my opinion. Like, hey, okay, Sony's backing this, all right? But
if you got a major backing like Sony, you don't need the gamers' money. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, if they backing you like they say they backing you, why do you need the gamers' money? I mean, it's not a Kickstarter then, because you got a backing like Sony backing you up to help you fund this game. I just don't like that whole thing.
I hate how they're
already said that they're not funding the development, they're funding the marketing, and I think because they don't want to take the risk on it, so they're going to fund the marketing of the game. That's their funding. They're not funding the development of the game. That's where I think they're making the distinction. Whether or not you think that's a good thing.
The game is a huge risk.
I heard that they're going to fund the PS4 version.
The marketing. Right, they're not funding development.
Well, no, I heard that they are funding some of the development.
But they came out and said it was exclusively to the PlayStation.
PS4, yeah. I mean, if it had a chance to go to another platform, then why?
They put parameters on it. They put it like if you hit 10 million, you get an open world game. If you hit 5 million, you get a Unity engine game. I mean,
that's cheese though, man. That's crazy. Yeah. So I mean, if you're gonna make the game, make the game.
And not only that, but he's already talking Shenmue 4. He's already talking Shenmue 4. It's like, come on, man.
So it is definitely an exclusive for console PS4.
Well, they don't know that. This PC and PS4 was the Kickstarter.
Well, it's an exclusive because
right now it'll be exclusive.
Yeah, well, Sony's not going to kick in money. Sony's publishing it. So once you're publishing it, that's it. I mean, lock it in. It ain't going to no other console.
That's very unlikely.
What the hell is that?
That's next year.
But then he fell off stage. Oh shit!
He has put his mustache on again.
Oh shit!
No,
okay,
well, he fell off stage. No, I just want to say this before we get the hell up out of here. That was Sony. To me, I believe it's a a bad precedent because not only we bought your console, we paid for your online. Now you're coming to the public, like, you know what I mean? Even though, like I said, Shenmue has never been a financial success. It bankrupt Sega a few times.
Yeah.
But that's just like, come on, you have a multi-billion-dollar company behind you. If you're not going to fund the game or give the gamers what they want, and a lot of you guys are jumping up and down, never even played any of the other Shenmue either, so you're probably not going to go out and buy this. Will probably not be your type of game, you know what I mean? But I just think it's just wrong. This game shouldn't have a Kickstarter. You know,
it's kind of like a really long-term pre-order at this point.
Yeah, you know, it's like bringing Miyamoto on stage and asking him to kickstart the next Mario game. Like,
hey, do you guys want to know the perfect example of the vocal minority? You know, the people that spoke up and said, "Oh, Xbox One sucks. The original idea sucks." Like when we look at it and say, "Hey, some of those ideas, like especially for me, I like the idea of being able to collect a physical disc but not needing it to play my game." You know what I mean? Like I love that idea, and I think a lot of people were on board. Friends sharing and all that stuff. Like, okay, the vocal minority was all about Shenmue, right? But I think when it gets down to the average gamer, they couldn't care less about that game. You know what I mean? It's like they don't. It's a fucking niche title, and it's like that's what Sony does. And then people wanted to give them the win over that and The Last Guardian, which again is a niche title. Look at Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. Those games didn't sell well. You know what I mean? Shenmue 1 and 2 didn't sell well. Combined sold something like 1 million copies. You know what I'm saying? That's sad. And there's one of two things happen with this Kickstarter. Either everybody that's donated that's actually interested, or people have died off the interest due to the fact that Sony's shady as hell. You know what I mean? It could be a bit of both. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that people thought that this thing originally, because check this out, we're only going to need 2 million, right? And then you start adding shit on top of that. To me, that's shady in itself too, right? Because people were thinking, hey, let's get this up to 2 million, and it did, and then they kept on adding stuff. Okay, well, 4 million gets you this and a side quest, and 5 million gets you this, and then 10 million gets you this. That shit ain't going to reach no 5-10 million.
Well, I think you can pretty much say that it's not going to be a full. If you played Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 2, I don't think it's going to be as large as those games because a pledge of $29 gets you a copy of the game guaranteed. So it's basically a $30 title.
Yeah.
You know,
which Shenmue 1 and 2 were both AAA titles, no doubt.
Yeah, they were.
Hell, the first one of the best parts about the Dreamcast one, and I'll like go into detail. I mean, it was on 4 discs.
Yeah,
it was like different characters too.
For every character, yeah.
Yeah, and you could play Sega old classic Sega games in the arcade. I mean, it was phenomenal. It was like you actually it was like a simulator. You worked at the docks, moving shit, and I mean, it was fun. You know what I mean? Like, and there's no way they're gonna be able to do that for a few $1 million. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. That game cost what was like $45 million or something back in the day.
7, around there.
Yeah, so I think all the Sony fans and the people that are like trying to give Sony a W for that, look at the end product. You're probably not going to be too happy because to me it doesn't sound like it's going to be how Shenmue was. You know what I mean?
Hey, when they get that game and that they pay for, bro, I can't wait to see the reviews on that. That's going to be classic.
Well, yeah, it'll probably get some decent reviews just because it's Shenmue.
Not if it's not the same. Not no 10-hour game.
If it's not the same game, bro.
Yeah,
they're gonna be going in. I'm telling you.
I think they should make it.
Bro, I'm getting my popcorn ready right now.
I think they should make it 8-bit, man.
That's gonna be 2-year-old popcorn, man. It's gonna be stale.
Heck yeah, man. I don't care if it's stale. It's gonna be good to me because I'm gonna enjoy them comments.
All right, guys. I guess, man, we've been going for almost 2 hours. So.
All right,
man.
Well, listen, thank you guys, and once again, I'd like to send my condolences to Tony Durant's family, member of the gaming community. Was ex-funerals. I believe I'm not mistaken, he passed away. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. Member of Bang Bang Next Gen Gamer, supporter of the Big Game Small Talk podcast, who passed away. Tony Durant. We send our condolences out to his family.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we get you guys later on this week, maybe on the Rap channel, but not. Definitely next Sunday. Oh, before we go, when the hell is Gamescom? Do we have a date?
April 5th, I think. August 5th.
August 5th. Okay. All right. So thank you guys for the support. And Tim Dog was whack today. He just want to hold something in his hand and clown pose. We out here.